Whoa. Hey everybody, welcome back. I am actually doing a live stream tonight. It's my first live stream, so welcome to the Canon Girl Theories. And tonight I have my brother who is from the Animoxshow, and he is going to actually just help me start this discussion of this mad shit that is going on all over the world, all over everywhere, about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. And I just kind of wanted to talk to a male perspective, see if, what his perspective is on everything. We have no court this week, so I will try to stream as often as I can every day. So if you're just finding the stream, hello, how are you? My name's Christina. This is my brother Anthony. We are new to YouTube, so hopefully you guys will stick around, smash that like button and subscribe. Make sure if you do subscribe that you hit the notification bell so that if we stream again, you don't miss out. So basically what we're going to do is just talk about the trial. So I'll recap really quick as to what I know and then let my brother chime in afterwards. So I've been watching the trial from the very beginning, from day one. And it's been interesting to say the least. And I'll let Ant share his thoughts as well. But at this point, in my opinion, since we're at halftime, I'm trying to keep a level head, and I feel like this trial is about defamation. I've been watching a lot of LawTube and trying to keep my thoughts even keel and just make sure that I'm not being too biased towards Johnny Depp, because I've always been a fan of his and his movies. And Amber Heard, I don't know much about. I did not know who she was, didn't know where she came from or anything like that. So I'm just trying to listen to her side of the story. And based on the information though that I've been seeing on YouTube, and based on a couple of channels that I've watched, legal channels and not, that have shown the court documents and have kind of presented her side of things, as well as the audios out there, I've stumbled across those, and I'll be sharing those later in the show. And we're going to talk about some of these injuries she claims to have, as well as just Googling her and showing some photos between 2013 and 2016 to see if we see these bruises and cuts and how she was just beat down and thrown around every single day. So we're just going to do that, just for funsies, just to see what we see. You know what I mean? Because pictures can be altered, as we know. But I was watching the trial from day one, and I listened to Johnny Depp's testimony. I think that was probably the most important thing to do first. And then we've all seen Amber Heard's testimony from the last couple of days from last week. And I don't know, y'all. I think she went a little bit above and beyond what she needed to be. That's just my opinion. Everything that has been displayed as evidence is basically just based on her word. I do have Twitter up, so I am going to be showing some things that are going on Twitter lately as well, so I will share some posts and stuff that I'm looking at. But we're at halftime. Jury has a break. We all have a break. And I don't know, Ant, what do you think? From the time that you started to watch the trial, where are you at right now?
Okay. So I think I've watched about almost 90% of the whole trial. And just wow. Okay, where to begin? I think Johnny Depp is hilarious. I think watching this trial, you kind of you see him as an actor, from the movies and everything, so you don't really know him personally, but I feel like through the trial you kind of learn a little bit more about his actual personality.
Yeah, he gets a little bit humanized, I think.
Yeah, and he is funny as hell. I think even his insults, when they're going over the phone calls and the text messages, I'm constantly who thinks of this insult? It's so good. They're so good. There's one part that I just remember, it will, every time I look at him I think of this, is she's I don't know, she's arguing with him, and then you just hear him go, Aquaman. It's what?
Out of nowhere, huh?
Why? And she's like, oh, Johnny. But it's good to see it's not good that they're on trial, but it's good to see like the human side of these celebrities that you just see on like movies, and it's like he's a megastar, you know, so I don't think any other way we'd be able to see this side of him. So there's that aspect. And then like you were saying, the trial is about defamation, but it's kind of like strewed into like he said, she said kind of things, and it becomes more of like about domestic violence and him kind of, I don't know, it's just I heard like a phone call between them the other day, and it was like it like breaks your heart like how broken he is when he's talking to her, and just like trying to warn, like, I don't know, trying to give her every opportunity before the trial, before they go to court, for him to say, you know, I love you, like, no matter what happens, like, we don't need to do this. It's like, be sure that you want to do this, because this isn't just going to mess up my reputation, it's going to mess up your reputation. And you can just tell he's like a broken man at that point, and he wants every opportunity for her to like, just, I don't know, see how much he cares about her still, like, even though he knows all of the bad shit that they've kind of like dealt with together, and all the physical shit that she's done to him. But yeah, it's become, I don't know, more of like a humanized kind of thing, rather than this mega star and
I
his
agree.
slight, you know, actress girlfriend.
Yeah.
Actress.
I agree. You know, I think the funny part of it, did you watch his entire testimony? Like from, I mean, if
Yeah.
you didn't watch all the witnesses, did you watch it from like the
No,
beginning
I
to the
watched
end?
the witnesses, and I watched this. So like I told you, I watched 90% of like the whole trial, and it's, I don't know, it just it gets to the point where like you're hearing things, and you kind of like start identifying like the BS. Like,
Yeah.
I guess
True.
like
True. Yeah.
you're hearing it so much that you start identifying like the bullshit, like not just from like Amber Heard, but like her lawyers. Like, you can tell like the difference in their lawyers. Like, her lawyers are literally like,
Bulldogs.
well, there's like
Well,
there's
they're
like
also
two
kind of
sides of
ass
it.
clowns.
There's like two sides of it, where actually no, there's three sides really. There was like when it was in the early stages, like day 3 or whatever, everyone was like, "Oh my God, did she get her lawyers off of Wish? Like, what is this? Like, what is going on?" The Wish lawyers. And then, like, as it goes on further, you're just like, okay, these lawyers are kind of like just shitty people, and
Yeah.
like when they don't get answers they like, they kind of keep asking the same thing a different way to try to get a different answer, and it's like, come on, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, one of the parts that really like just spoke volumes to this point is that they were reading like headlines about Johnny Depp
Yeah. Oh
that
God. I know. I
entertainment
saw that.
places
Oh
had
my
written.
goodness. As
And I was like,
evidence,
what is the
okay?
point of like you asking? It's like, uh is Johnny Depp the most overrated actor of 2019 or 2017 or whatever it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah.
And then it's like, is Johnny the most overpaid actor of 2019 or whatever it was?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they just keep going over headlines, and then like there's no question. It's literally like,
Yeah.
is this the headline? And then the guy's like, what do you want me to say? Yeah, that, okay, that's a headline. You want to keep
Yeah.
reading more headlines?
Yeah.
Like, there's
As
no fact to it. It's literally just someone's
yeah.
opinion,
Yeah.
and that's the headline.
Well, I think that would apply towards hearsay. Like, I don't know if you've watched anything else, but just watching court itself. But I think I even told,
Objection, hearsay.
yeah, I know. I told my son, just that if I was gonna watch it, I kind of wanted to start watching it in a legal aspect, right? Because I don't know much about defamation, so I
Mhm.
wanted to watch attorneys that would break down like the trial as it was happening, so I would understand the objections and understand what they're using as evidence and stuff like that. And I think most of the thing that has been, I mean, it seems like some of the panels that I've watched have said, that even that in his trial, there were times when Amber Heard's lawyers did okay. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
did okay because they were so aggressive. And it seemed like, and of course, Johnny Depp's lawyer, you could really tell between the personalities. You know what I mean? Because pretty much all of the attorneys on Johnny Depp's side are kind of like, they're assertive, but they're not aggressive. I feel like, they're not strong personalities that just come off with very condescending. When her attorneys come off so defensive automatically, you know what I mean? They're just like, didn't you in fact, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just, and then I love that. Did I read that right? Did I read that right? Did I read that right? He goes,
She's
yes,
like,
Mr. Rottenborn, you
yes,
did read that right. Yes.
you read that.
So I just wanted to understand like some of the evidence that was being allowed to be represented or, entered or whatever. And so that was very interesting to me. And then also, I just wanted to understand what defamation was, because I've heard a lot in the media and just on other videos and stuff and through attorneys that defamation is very hard to prove, right? But according to what I've seen in terms of lawyers breaking it down, they did enter a defamation per se, I guess it's called, which means did she have malice in what she did? So they're saying that she adopted, like when she posted on Instagram, when she posted and said, I wrote this op-ed, and she posted it on Instagram, that somehow proves malice. I could be wrong, in my comprehension of what they're sharing, but for me anyway, just watching the trial, I needed to understand what was going on as opposed to just listening his side and her side. But one thing I did realize from what I've seen, or in my opinion, is that hers is all based on her word. There's nothing that proves what she said happened. Not to say that it didn't happen, but even the photos. I watched a live stream last night that broke down the broken bed. Like, I don't know if you saw the piece of wood that was broken off the bed, and he's a specialist in lumber, and he said there's no way that a boot could break the bed that way. So it's just been interesting the way that some people are breaking down the details of what's going on. And then okay, can we please talk about this performance that she gave? I was like, oh my God, can you stop? At one point I had to turn that shit off. I had to turn it off because she was like, she was too much. Like too much. I couldn't watch it. Like, I don't know if you got through it, but I could not watch all of it.
Yeah. I've been watching like a lot of like clips at a time. It's like the overacting of her lifetime. I've never seen somebody like sob so much without a single tear come out of their eye. And like the aggressive tissue wiping. Like at one point she wipes like her entire face with a tissue, and then she goes back and wipes her face with her hand.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's like,
her
what is
nose
going
too.
on? Like, what is going on? I don't know. I've been watching like a lot of people like break down like certain parts.
Yeah.
And some people are saying that she's actually like snorting coke.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna share some of that.
Yeah, she has like a lot of facial expressions that are like, it's so over exaggerated. There has to be something going on, because she just says like basic things. Like there's a clip when she's like describing like her dog stepped on a bee.
I know and have you seen the people on TikTok do that face? And my dog stepped on a bee.
My dad hurt his knee.
Just like, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's going, I don't know. It's like Johnny was such a good witness, like good on the stand. He was so good on the stand and like cool and collected.
Yeah.
And she's like the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything's over exaggerated, and then everything is like with him it was like very short. Yeah. Like, he talks and like he'll say like 2 or 3 sentences and then he's like done talking. With her, she's telling like her whole life story.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
What's funny is the case was about like proving, I don't know, from what I understood was about proving that she wrote this article. Right. And it has cost him like a lot. And the
Yeah, and
fact that she did that, and them trying to have to prove that she did this, when if you look at her testimony, she says that she did in like the first 5 seconds of her being on,
yeah,
in the seat.
yeah.
It's like, we don't need to prove anymore. She just said she did.
Yeah.
And it's like, what it's cost him already. So
Well, I think the argument was part of it was that she didn't specifically say it was about him, so to prove that the article was like, she danced around, you know what I mean, around the article itself. And but then they brought in, if you followed like I did, then they brought in, kind of the emails that, I think they brought in the emails that kind of go around, like how she was communicating back and forth with the son, and like how, like, she had said that first she wanted it to be about Johnny Depp, and it's in the emails, I believe, if I'm following, because it's girl out there anyway.
yeah.
It's been so, like, this has so much, like, so much, it's hard to, like, once they put one day, you have to like keep up, and it's so much to kind of comb through, you know what I mean? Like, they said that there's like 800 pieces of evidence or something, including
Yeah.
text messages and pictures, and oh my goodness, I just don't even understand, like, it's just a lot. But anyway, the emails that she was communicating with the person that decided to name the headline, or the title of the op-ed, she's trying to say she didn't write that because she didn't come up with the headline, but her name
Doesn't matter.
is in the head. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, what?
For me, it's
happening?
like,
what?
regardless of like how the case goes, for me, it's like the damage is done. Like, he already said he lost. It was like he was guilty until proven innocent, really, and he's still like, he'll still pay for that. Like, he lost Pirates, he lost what was it, Fantastic Beasts. Like,
Yeah,
how many other potential jobs or acting jobs he could have gotten?
yeah,
They're already lost. So regardless of whatever happens in the trial moving forward, he's already lost millions of dollars, and whatever he's having to pay for this trial, So I don't know. I like, point blank, I think he is right to sue her, but at the same time, it's like, the more evidence that comes out, I just feel sorry that he even dated her, to be honest. Because it just seems like she's such like a toxic person. Like, who thinks of shitting on someone's bed because you're mad?
I know. God, that is so low, dude. That's just like, oh, okay. So anyway, so I need to, sorry, I have Nick texting me. So let me, because my son may join the stream, you guys. We're not sure, but hopefully in the future, if he wants to chime in and talk about this, right now he's just going to view it.
But yeah, I don't know. I think him losing all these jobs is like already, it's already a loss before the start of the trial,
Yeah, well, I think the focus right now is Pirate 6. That's why they have the accountant expert and all that stuff.
It doesn't matter. He already said he's not ever going to go back to being Jack Sparrow ever again, no matter how much money they try to pay him. He will not ever go back, because it's like, you can just tell, like, just by the way all the conversations have gone, all the texts have gone, like, the kind of person he is. Because there's like one call where she tries to accuse him of telling other people, like, about personal points, other personal things about them, and him telling them to other people. And he's like, just like how hurt he was that she said that.
Yeah.
It kind of tells you that, like, Disney doing this without even like coming to him, without even like giving him the opportunity, like, without even any evidence of him actually doing this, like, that already is gonna say that he's not gonna go back no matter what. Because like, if you hurt him, he's just the person who, like, he's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I looked him up too. He's a Gemini. I didn't know that. But I just also want to say on that note that 23,000.7 tweets is Amber Heard is a psychopath. Now,
Yeah.
that is a trending thing right now. But I am told that at this point, with the media having this break, it has been now brought to the attention of the media that it's becoming an issue, I guess, on TikTok somehow. This is new news to me, but it is starting to become kind of like cyberbullying in some way, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and add this screen that I'm looking at now, so you can see what I'm looking at. But anyway, I that's new to me. That's absolutely new to me. So if you guys can see, this is 27.7 tweets right here. 27,000.7 tweets is what's trending on Twitter. And then if you just go to the Explore page, if you just go to the Explore page and start looking at some of the tweets that have, look at, oh my God, dude, they made a cartoon of him. The guy, what's his name? The guy that came up and cried.
Yeah.
Look, oh my God, we got to hear this. Wait a minute, we got to hear it. Do I have my audio on this? Hold on. Wait.
You have it muted, by the way.
I have it muted?
Yeah.
Correct?
Better?
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
No.
Hold on.
And Amica cream?
Okay, wait.
Now, you know that the Heard was just...
Excuse me. I
I'm
didn't
sorry?
hear the beginning of what you started saying.
I said, let's start with the makeup.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so angry.
Are you familiar with Amica cream?
What is it?
Amica?
Amica?
Yes.
No.
Okay. And you don't know whether she had applied Amica cream, correct?
No.
And
I didn't even know what Amica cream is.
do you know whether she had applied any Amica cream that morning to her face?
No.
In any of those 3.5
When?
years, do you know whether Amber had any Amica cream on that day?
Oh my God.
No.
Do you know whether she was wearing any Amica cream?
So if you can just answer
I'm
this
sorry.
question.
I'm totally sorry.
Thank you,
sorry.
sir.
That, no.
Oh my God. Anyway, there's so many things like trending on Twitter. It's just been crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I've retweeted, just because I didn't know like half of the stuff that was going on. I've just been kind of sharing. Yeah, I've just been sharing like different tweets but the pictures that have gone on, like the pictures that are circulating out there of her are not very nice. So this is Johnny's previous PR person. Nick's in here if you saw him. So anyway, he just talks about that he's worked with him and that he's kind of coming up to defend him, you know, and I thought that was kind of cool. And then of course, this is Amber Heard skimmed over March 8, 2013 burning of the painting after she was called out. And I guess she took a photograph next to the painting right after it. So you might want to, you know. And then someone made it an IMDb Amber Turd.
Yes, they hacked her IMDb account and renamed her Amber Turd.
I know. And then, of course, the new the never-before-seen deposition, you know, of her saying that there's been no domestic violence. This kills me right here. So they ask her,
but I know I jumped in between the actions that I saw could lead to a fatal injury to my sister. She was standing on the top of a flight of stairs, and she has never hurt anyone in her life, and she does not deserve to be pushed down the flight of stairs. And it looked like she was about to be. And I would have done what anybody who has a child or sister would have done. I acted defensively in her life. I saw her standing on top of a flight of stairs and trying to interrupt a fight in between him and I. I don't know what part of my body I put in between me and him and her, but I would have done anything. I would have done anything to prevent her from being pushed down a flight of stairs.
Brief struggle we had before kind of break away Whitney, my sister, all of a sudden put herself in between Johnny and I. She just threw herself like, line of fire or whatever. She just all of a sudden was there and was trying to get Johnny to stop. Her back was to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I just see my little sister with her back her back to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait for any other, I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him.
Yeah.
All right.
She has
Plan, you
some
guys.
real issues.
I had camera issues. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. So anyway, there's been lots and lots of stuff. This is something that happened, I guess, something that someone put L'Oreal, they're trying to boycott, I guess, L'Oreal. Oh God. Okay, stop. Okay. Anyway, so they're trying to boycott L'Oreal now. This one is the trending. So Amber Heard claims she was assaulted within an inch of her life, including broken bones and horrible injuries. Less than 24 hours later, she went to tape flawless appearance on James, whatever, Corden. So anyway, I mean, as you guys can see, I just said which one doesn't belong because that reminds me so much of, I don't know why, but the more I watch this, oh my God, I knew he would do that. He's listening to us talk and he's like, okay, I have to join. Please do, Nick. Please do. Come on in. Anyway, so when I don't know how you felt or if you know who Elizabeth Holmes is, but that's who I was thinking of when I was seeing this, because she got away with, I didn't even know who she was. I saw the show on Hulu, and then I saw the 60 Minutes and I think she was on 60 Minutes, where they did like a special about her. Mm-hmm. So to me, it just seemed very similar. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's what I was thinking. And then this is a channel I follow, and they got t-shirts for their live stream. And then here it says Kate Moss, Lori Ann, Allison, Winona Ryder, and Vanessa Paradis all have confirmed that Johnny Depp is kind, gentle, and caring person. So this is all everyone that's standing up for him. I know that on the last day of her testimony, they were talking about hoping that she would open the door for them to bring in Kate Moss, I guess. So I have a feeling possibly as we move forward that she may be coming up as a witness, but she is not listed on the witness list. So I'm just basing that on my personal knowledge of what I've learned. That is not a fact. Just want to let anybody know that comes across the stream and wants to talk about that. Anyway,
well,
so
they were ready for after she brings up that Kate Moss thing. You see his lawyers are super excited because now
yeah,
they
he was
can
doing
call
the
her
fist
as a witness. So
yeah, the fist, what's it called, the pump thing or whatever he was doing. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so another thing I wanted to ask you really quick before we start talking more about this is, have you seen the have you heard about the Gone Girl video that's
Yes.
been going? Did you see it?
Yes.
And what'd you think? I'm curious.
It's pretty accurate. I don't know. It's like there's so much. Like I said, I've been watching like not just the trial, but people's reactions to things and people like pointing out like things that you may have missed. But there's like lines she's saying.
Oh yeah, what'd you think about that? Because I
Where-
know you and Nick are really good at movies, and people are trying to say that she did not quote the talented Mr. Ripley. Do you think
It's
she did? Because
very
I'm
similar.
I'm a
It's
little
not the
lost.
exact quote, but it is very similar.
I think she said he's.
And
I think she
well,
said glorious, didn't she, or something? And I know there was a side-by-side clip that came out on YouTube, but I think she said glorious in the clip when she's on the boat. When Gwyneth Paltrow's on the boat is a little bit different. So if you know what I'm talking about, maybe you want to share that, because I don't remember seeing that movie. I know I've seen it, but it's been a very long time.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Okay, so the quote when she's talking about Johnny and her and how he's making her feel like the sun is shining on you one moment and whatever the line is, but it's like almost exactly that. And not only that, it's like when she's saying these things, I'm like, who the fuck talks like this? Like,
That's true.
like,
That's true.
like not
That's
just
true.
like even if you're like, oh, she's maybe not quoting this movie scene, but who talks like this? Seriously. Like
Yeah, that's true.
the line itself is like, how is this not a quote?
That's true. That's true.
Like maybe she's somebody who she hears something and it just sticks with her, and then she's like, oh, I need to use that one day. You
Yeah.
know, like maybe she's not actually quoting the movie, but she's like, if I ever feel like this, then I know what to say. I don't know.
Yeah. So I also, before we came on, wanted to kind of, because I don't know much about all these photos and stuff like that, but these are all photos between 2014 and 2016. And she was photographed several times. Like, so, there is no evidence. This is like, even, I think this is one of the Getty images has most of them, but there's
So
just
click
so
on,
many.
go up,
Which-
go back
Okay.
up.
Okay.
This one right here where he has like his finger like this. Go to that picture. Click on that picture.
This one right here? Or wait.
No,
No.
down. He has his, go down a little bit.
Okay. Did I go
Right
too
there.
far?
Right there. No, it's right there. He has his finger over his lips. Down. Just one picture down where your mouse is.
Oh. Wait, you gotta guide me. This is why you need to be in here with
Goodness
me.
gracious.
You have
Near
power,
the middle
dude.
of the screen.
You
near the
totally
middle of the
have power, and you're
I
asking
can't
me.
click for you though.
Oh.
Like
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you had
down
access.
one, down,
down.
right, one more. Nope.
This one.
Up,
Up,
right,
right. No, that's
down
left.
one. How are you on every other picture besides the picture that I'm looking at?
Because I don't see it. It just
Down
is-
one. Literally
Okay.
down one
Down.
picture.
Okay, wait. I can hear my son just like yelling.
Good
through this-
lord.
Oh, this one.
Jeez.
This
yes.
one.
Yes. love
Nick,
of
you need to
God.
be in here. What about it? You want me to click on it?
But if you look,
Okay.
like, here's like the biggest thing that I saw somebody point out, and it makes like the biggest like proof that he has not hit her. If you
What is it?
look
Tell
at
me.
his pictures, like that picture, look at how big his fucking rings are on his
Yeah.
hand.
Oh, yeah. That was that.
If he was
actually, that's
ever to
something-
backhand you or punch you in the face, that would do some real damage. So you know damn well you would not be able to take a photo within 24 hours and you not have a broken nose or an actual like black eye. Because I've seen people who have like black eyes and have been punched and broke their nose. You
Yeah.
don't just break your nose. You have like the blood right here under your eyes is all smashed up and it looks black. It looks like you have two black eyes when you break your nose like that. So there's no way you can take a picture 24 hours from the time you were hit that nobody is like, oh shit, what happened?
Yeah. Hey, did you notice that she did this thing with her lip all the time? I thought that was like maybe a body language thing of like guilt. I don't know. I mean, there's so many freaking videos out there, like to try to see what you want to. I don't know. There's just so much. But I noticed she did that a lot with her mouth when she was telling a story. So I don't know if anybody, Nick notices details like I do. So
Well, that's the other thing too, is that the evidence why people think she's like doing coke or something is because they do certain mannerisms and things with their face.
Yeah, that was on.
And it's almost like that. Like there's some video where somebody posted and I saw like there's a picture of somebody actually on coke, and then there's her testimony and like her facial expressions and the things she does, like her mannerisms.
Yeah.
And it's very, very close. Like I don't know. The aggressive like tissue handling and sniffing, it's like, okay, I can see
also
that.
what's weird, okay, so I do believe that she posed for the camera. Okay, I understand. And they did have a photographer in there from, I don't know if it was a Daily Mail or one of the Court TV, I think it was. I think they let Court TV in there or whatever. But so that she did pause for that also. She
it was
did.
like 4 or 5 seconds of like pausing.
Yeah.
And then looking over 2 seconds before the picture is taken.
Right. But before that, there was a video circulating on Twitter of just that a matter of seconds that she spent, and you can see that she's actually did you see that TikTok? Wait, let me find that TikTok video, because there's a TikTok video circulating of where this lady is like doing this conspiracy theory of like breaking down what she's doing with the piece of tissue versus like how she looks down and all that stuff. So I don't know if you've seen that.
I saw where like she brought like her own tissue or something. Like the tissue that's up there is like untouched. Because like there's people who are like, dude, they're like detectives.
I know.
Like you see her on the stand, and like the tissue thing is like this way or whatever, right? And then they show when she gets off the stand, and it's still like this, but she's gone through like 2 tissues or whatever. And they're like, yeah, she has her own tissues. And then you see she like rolls the tissue like in her sleeve or something.
Yeah.
So they're like, dude, she probably has something like in that tissue that she doesn't want anybody to find. So she's like holding on to it.
With that said, okay, so they're saying that Johnny wasn't the only one that had pictures of him passing out on drugs and alcohol. So this has just been circulating. Nicholas, you need to get in here. So this one is now circulating, but we're gonna watch that okay, and then this came out. I don't know if you saw this, but this is the maker of that whiskey. And she said, remember, I don't know what was on the bottle. It was like paint or, well, no, that is the actually wrapper. That's the wrapper of the bottle. So like to show
that's like the top, those bottles are always like that.
That's what I mean. Like she was trying to say that she couldn't, that there was paint or something on the bottles or whatever. So I found that to be interesting because I don't drink. So I didn't know the label. I didn't know like versus the pictures. And that's what's so funny about the pictures that she's and they're entering into evidence is like, it's just what is like all it is pictures of the actual like room in its place. Like, okay, I'm sorry, this really looks like he grabbed a bottle and broke it and did whatever it is that she said he did. So I'm trying to follow this evidence that they they love and want to
the issue with her claims is that out of like the 10 different stories she has like against him, like abusing her or whatever,
right,
the problem with that is that maybe 9 of those stories are all fake, but the one that's real, we're not going to believe you now because you just lied about 9 other times that he would have like domestically abused you or whatever, like because he's a recovering alcoholic and drug user. So it's like you don't really know like what someone like that is like really capable of, but at the same time the type of person he is not like he's not going to put hands on you. He'd hurt himself. Like that one video of him like threatening to hurt himself.
Yeah.
It's like he's going to hurt himself before he ever hurts you.
Yeah.
Like you have to know that.
Yeah. I agree.
But the issue, like I said, the issue is that once you've lied so much, like if there's one story that's actually true about, you know, the time that maybe he did go too far one time or something like that, we're not going to believe you now because you just lied about all these other times.
Right. I agree. I mean, there's just too much like just like she said, did you see her on the did you see her on the stand say I've never touched a guitar? And now when you Google her, the first thing that comes up on Google is her playing a
Yeah.
guitar.
Yeah.
Like I was like, how? Like every single thing she's tried to say is the first thing that comes up on Google, and it's sad for her. But the reason why I wanted to show this part anyways is that they're trying to get her, there's a petition out there to get her removed from the ACLU as a ambassador. So that's something also that's been trending. And then here is, let's see, Amber Heard's parents, David and Paige, admitted the whole domestic claim was a product of Amber Heard's lawyers. So if any of you guys that come across this or watch this on the playback or whatever, there are text messages, proof that from the father and the mother of how they knew what was going to happen because she was scheduled to be evicted. So she didn't know what to do or whatever. And there are text messages floating around as proof that they did know. And then this is the mother. And this is kind of like, and it's so funny too, because he always talks the same way. He says, if she didn't want to file a restraining order against me and send a message to the world that I am some kind of violent wife beater, then why would she go to the courthouse with a photo of her that looks like she's been abused? This is my life too. What are my children and my children's friends supposed to think? I do not deserve this, and they do not deserve this, especially not from her. So every single time I've noticed that they show some kind of proof from him, that it's always he's always very like considerate. Do you know what I mean? Like with how he puts everything. Now I understand that when he's talking to his friends, one of the things that we did learn is that he was quoting Monty Python a lot, which I am not a Monty Python fan. So maybe our brother
his humor is like so off the wall. Like you would never think that Johnny Depp has this kind of humor. He's funny as hell. Like I said, like even his insults are funny as hell because it's just like who says this?
Yeah, exactly.
Like when they were going over, like that guy that was on the stand, I can't think of his name right now, but it's the bald dude. When he was on the stand,
I can't think of his name either. The one that we just saw the cartoon of. Right?
He's so funny. Like I just love it because he's like so real. Because she asked him like, "Have you ever witnessed like Johnny Depp ever calling Amber any names or whatever?" And he's like, "I don't believe so." And then she's like, "Well, did you ever hear him call her a cunt or whatever?" And he's like, "I don't think so, but he's called me a cunt." And it was like the funniest thing.
I mean, even when they're talking about the book, dude, like the Bloodbath book, like you could even say, I mean, it's just a couple kind of conversation with the humor that's just between them two, you know? And she's like, we need that book. You know what I mean? So it's like for them to take that out of context. Now, maybe, the jury or the public in itself may not find that humor to be, acceptable. But I think everybody has
like, like some sort of over the line kind of humor that you kind of, it's just between you and, your significant other or whatever,
right?
Or your closest friends,
Right.
I don't know. I feel like everybody has that at least a person that you joke like that with. I don't know. I just when I'm watching him, like the way he talks and like even like the stuff where I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna, you're hearing them argue, and you're like, shit, like he's gonna say something, and then the thing that he says, never in a million years would you ever think that he would say this.
Right. Oh my god!
Because it's just so damn funny.
I agree. I mean, I don't know. I just even like the way that his like, who's that guy that's really famous as well? That they always talk about on his text messages and stuff. You know, the guy that was in Sweeney Todd, I think, or something. You know, that actor, the guy that he's text messaging all these vile, quote unquote, text messages to. You know, he's a famous actor. I forget his name. But anyways, the way that they're talking, like, it's like they both have the same kind of sense of humor. I think that's the reason why, like, but I mean, I don't know if to me, when I heard the text message just off the bat, like, I don't know if anybody that comes across this live stream will feel the same way, but when I heard those texts, I knew immediately as an outside viewer that it was like some kind of secret language. Do you know what I mean? I never
like inside jokes.
Yeah. I never took, or like you and the family always like quote movies, and you know, the humor's all about like entertainment or something. You know what I mean? Like, so even if you were to text that to each other, I heard it on an outside level, I would not think that that was literal. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I realize how it sounds, but like if you are a movie lover or whatever, anime, whatever, you know, and you hear the way that is the way that the language or the vernacular is, you know what I mean, in that kind of stuff, then you don't, I mean, come on, nobody talks like that. I mean, it's literal. And then let's talk about the knife. Okay, let's talk about the knife. Like, how are you going to say that someone has beat you down and then turn around and give them a knife? And then we hear this audio later where he's at his lowest and she's like, here, that knife's not sharp enough, let me get you one that's sharper. I mean, I'm like, what?
She's like, you're not going to do anything with that knife. It's too dull.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I have to like get in on this live streaming, you know, voicing my opinion.
Just her sigh. She like sighs and she's like, Johnny.
I know.
Use this knife.
Hey, help Nick out, please, for a second.
No, you don't.
Anyway,
have to
so
make an account.
while you do that, I'll put you on mute for a second and call him and see what's happening. So anyway, y'all, while my brother takes care of that, I wanted to go ahead and like just read this text message from the mom, because the mom, when he texts, so this starts happening, right? And then the mom he's texting the mom. And I know that if you've ever been married or been in a long-term relationship, or you're close with somebody and you're close to the parents, you know, I think you build a relationship and some kind of like a closeness where you can actually reach out and say something to your in-law or whatever. I think that's totally fine. So he was saying, you know, if she didn't want to file, then why is she doing all this crazy stuff? And then, so this is what the mom said, if you guys haven't seen this circulating on Twitter. So this says, her lawyer told her she had to do it today. So he was going to file. He left her already, apparently. And he said he was going to file, but she wanted to beat him to it. And so that's why there's a lot of information going around with court documents and all this stuff that things have been said. So this has been redacted, but the mother, and unfortunately, her mom passed away. So, you know, my condolences on that. But these are the actual text messages that went on, if you guys haven't seen this on Twitter. So this is, her lawyer told her to, and she had to do it today. That's why she wanted to talk to you. So remember, she had a restraining order against him and she was not allowed to speak to him, but yet she was continuously wanting to get in contact with him, to talk to him for whatever reason. And he was trying to respectfully, because I mean, here she goes, you know, getting this TRO, I guess it's, you know, the temporary restraining order against him. But yet then and it's like, it's almost like when you learn how this woman is, she is trying every angle, every way to get this man to bring him down even further. I think that's just what my personal opinion is on everything. But anyway, so she goes on to say, that's why she wanted to talk to you. We didn't talk, so please never bring this up. See, the mom is saying, hush, hush, don't say anything. But I'll swear to you, this was never her idea, nor did she do it willingly or happily. She was told it was her only option to not being kicked out. I'm not making excuses, but this is what she believed. She did not want to do it. She felt she was betraying her only love. Oh my God, the way these people talk, man. Can we just, and the Oscar goes too, because to me, it sounds like this entire family is just full of drama. Like, I don't understand, like, why these people are, the way they talk, everything is just, I don't know. I just, their vernacular, if you will. is just too much for me. I just, the way they talk so dramatic. So it's like, no wonder why she's so dramatic. If the mother is saying the same thing, then I just don't get it. But anyway, so then she texts him again. So she did this on 5/27/2016 at 2:37. Then she texts him again at 2:37, same time. Please don't pass this on. If you ever talk to Amber again, I love you, son. So she's saying, I support you, whatever. Then she's saying, please, please don't use what I've told you from my heart against me. So you know what I mean? So it's like, it just, none of it makes sense. I mean, you know, and I understand that we're at halftime in the trial right now. So it's like, just to go back and like revisit some of the stuff that happened prior to halftime, you know, from the time that he came up as the first witness to the time that all the witnesses came, you know, and it's been an interesting, but there was just so much. There's just so much. So, are you back on, or do you want me to, can I bring you back in, or? Okay. So my brother's muted still. So let's go ahead and just keep going on. But I wanted to show you guys that TikTok. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. We are new live streamers, so I just want to let you know we're doing the best we can with how we're using StreamYard. It is our first time, so we wanted to go ahead and just kind of get in on the conversation on this because all of us have been watching the trial pretty much steadily. But what I was looking for, honestly, going through all these tweets, is I was looking for that TikTok video where she's using the tissue, and I've been on TikTok, y'all, nonstop. I love TikTok so much. So, I mean, I love Twitter so much. So I was looking for that video though, that video that's circulating, because I did retweet it. So this here is, someone had tweeted recently that she blackmailed him. So I kind of want to share this as well, just because these are formal documents that are not necessarily been, they haven't been kind of put out on YouTube as much, unless you're watching a live stream with someone that has these documents. But this is the petition that she filed in her marriage divorce. And this is the document they talk about that shows that she was blackmailing him. And it says, I wanted to kind of find that little piece. I didn't review these steadily, but I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. Oh, I think it's this one. So I'm going to read this paragraph really quick just to go ahead and share with you guys. In addition, we're requesting on Amber's behalf the following. Okay, so this is what she was asking him for. Appropriate, I keep hearing these thumps. The appropriate pendant, I don't know what that word is, you guys call me. Support. So I would think this is referring to what, alimony? Exclusive use and possession of the black Range Rover, the vehicle she is currently, so she wanted whatever vehicle she's currently driving, and the Range Rover that keeps coming in question over and over and over again. And then it says driving, and then it says with Johnny to continue to, and for Johnny to continue to make all payments for her encumbrances. And it says exclusive use and possession of the penthouse, number 1, 3, and 5. So she didn't just want one, she wanted all 3. And then to continue to pay the mortgage as well, and the utilities. And then she talks about a contribution towards her reasonable and necessary attorney's fees in the amount of $100,000 and $25,000 for forensic accounting costs. So she wanted him to pay for her own forensic person. And then she said, to be paid to my firm, close of business by 5 o'clock on May 27, 2016. So I'm not as great of a narrator as a lot of these people that do this kind of stuff. But I've just been on Twitter nonstop because a lot of these like documents and a lot of this information is coming on, and it's just phenomenal, all the evidence. And then here's one of the pictures that surfaced, with his scratches. It says unseen photo, Johnny Depp with multiple scratches on his nose and chin during the honeymoon of 2015, y'all. So that is kind of, I mean, what? And then this is, of course, the video footage of her getting on the elevator with James Franco. So it says, no wonder James Franco doesn't want to testify. He desperately trying to fix his reputation in Hollywood, and having an affair with Amber Heard when she was married to Johnny Depp wouldn't look so good on him. So we all know he backed out of testifying. So there's that. And then just this weekend, I believe, Mr. Depp's counsel. Now we got this lady is a anchor for Court TV. And she says Mr. Depp's counsel correctly predicted in their opening statements last month that Ms. Heard would indeed deliver the performance of her life in her direct examination. While Ms. Heard's stories have continued to grow, new and convenient details, Mr. Depp's recollections have remained exactly the same throughout the 6 painful years since her allegations were first made. The truth is the same no matter the environment in which it is and has been presented. The upcoming cross-examination from Mr. Depp's team will be most telling and will certainly highlight the many fallacies Ms. Heard has now attempted to pass off as fact throughout her convoluted testimony. So, as you guys know, there's not a lot of proof, but we'll see. There's been many people coming up to Depp's defense, which is nice to see. And then here's the guitar. Y'all have to see this. Here's the guitar that is surfacing. So when you Google Amber Heard, one of the first things that has been coming up is her playing the guitar. So if you guys want to check that out. So there's that. Let's see. And then this is the prosecution that's going to cross her. So this is Camille Vasquez. So if you guys hear this name quite often, you'll hear Camille Vasquez. What happened with Nick?
That's Johnny's next boo right there.
You think so?
That I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
She is cute, no doubt. She is cute. I kept calling Amber an ass clown. I'm still looking for the TikTok video. I wonder if they removed it though, because David was saying something about TikTok is having an issue or something with cyberbullying or something about that.
I mean, I don't know. There's so much going on.
Yeah, it's just been crazy, like. So,
I guess you can't call people out on lying.
I don't know. You know more about TikTok than I do, so maybe you might want to educate the public about TikTok if they're not on it. Because I'm just older, and I like TikTok, but I just don't know it as well as other people do. So
TikTok is more than just people dancing around and little kids, I don't know, showing off their Lego sets or whatever people think TikTok is.
Let's see what's trending.
I learned something new on TikTok like almost every single day.
Yeah, I have an account.
I watch so many different types of videos. Like I watched somebody do like a how to clean your gutters on your house. Like
wow. So
how
it's
to plant trees and plants and stuff with like just using like a shovel. You can plant something in like less than a minute.
Wow.
And
so it is
insane.
really becoming it seems like it's really becoming like YouTube's competitor, right? I mean, it really is. Oh, Amber Heard, look at that. 4.5 million.
Yeah, I won't be watching it for sure. So
it started out at 2. Do you think they'll really remove her though with contacts and everything?
I don't know. I signed it.
What happened with Nick? Me too. Did he not
he's having like technical difficulties. Like for some reason, StreamYard is not like identifying his camera and mic. So.
Oh, well then does he have, if he has some, Nick, if you have some iPod, earphones just with the regular, the ones, or any earphones with the mic will work just for now. If you want, if you have a built-in webcam on your laptop, that will work. So up to you, but you could come in on audio also.
The funny thing was too, I saw like there's like a lot of memes being created about like who should replace her and stuff, and there's like Emilia Clarke, the girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There's like a whole bunch of like different actresses, right? And then I saw like one was like Danny DeVito, like replacing her, and then I saw one with Johnny Depp replacing her.
Just as a
So
woman,
good.
right? That's so funny.
Yeah.
Man, Anthony, find that stupid TikTok video of that lady breaking her like nose thing down. Come on, man. You got to have some kind of secret. I'm not. I know I retweeted it and I know it's out here, but I just can't find it because it does a slow mo of her like putting something in the tissue and then like putting it, snorting.
Well,
it.
there's
It's
like,
really weird.
like I said, there's like so many videos of like people being like detectives on this case and just like pointing
man,
things
that's
out.
how
Like
they-
there was, there was like one where I saw like her attorneys and then like her PR guy, they were like passing notes, and they're not
Really?
supposed to.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Post-it thing on the table,
Yeah,
or
there's like Post-its. There's like a sheet of like paper that it's there 1 second, like the camera pans away and then it comes back and then the sheet of paper's gone. And apparently like the PR guy has been warned like 2 times already or something like that. Like that
Yeah.
he either cannot be on his phone or he cannot, you know, be passing notes or anything like that. I'm like, come on, like shouldn't like one warning is enough.
I don't know. All right, so you
Yeah.
guys, we're gonna I planned on this stream being a while anyway, so y'all need to help me out with my watch time. But anyway, so I pulled up this Gone Girl video, if you guys have not seen it, and I want you guys to hear a part of it. I won't play the whole thing, but I want to know if anyone agrees with this video. So I'm gonna play it for a second, and then we're gonna, while you guys are watching just a piece of it, we're gonna I'm gonna touch base with my son. So I'm gonna mute myself and play this video. So we're gonna do it on let me mute. Hold on, I gotta wait. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Okay.
She only usually takes 25. Are you okay with 50?
Oh, the Sarah?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with 100. But give us 50.
Stage your crime scene with just enough stakes to raise the specter of doubt. You need to bleed. A lot. A lot. A head wound kind of bleed. A crime scene kind of bleed. You need to clean, poorly, like he would. Clean and bleed. Bleed and clean, and leave a little something behind. A fire in July. And because you're you don't stop there.
Quick question. What exactly did Johnny break in the hallway? Amber claims he smashed a second bottle of wine in the hall, and Raquel claims he was breaking things in the hallway, but here's a picture of the hallway while standing in the doorway of Condo 3. You see what I see? That's right. Nothing. These hallways are empty, devoid of anything to break. Sure, Amber says he went in the hall apparently with a wine bottle in hand and smashed it before going to Condo 5. Then why is this the only hallway picture among the court-submitted pictures? No broken glass, nothing but spilled wine. According to Amber and Raquel, Johnny used a magnum-sized bottle to smash everything he could. Raquel would even add that wine was going all over the walls, floors, and furniture. Yet the only pictures we have are a wine spill in the hall and on a hardwood floor with an overturned, unbroken bottle, a broken picture frame that they apparently took the time to hang back up at a perfect 90-degree angle before taking a picture of it. One, I'm questioning when exactly some of these could have been taken, and two, where.
You need a diary. Minimum 300 entries on the Nick and Amy story. Start with the fairy tale early days. Those are true, and they're crucial. You want Nick and Amy to be likable. After that, you invent. The spending, the abuse, the fear, the threat of violence. And if I get everything right, the world will hate Nick for killing his beautiful, pregnant wife.
A social media campaign is calling on ticket buyers to boycott a Monday night concert by Depp's rock band, the Hollywood Vampires, in Stockholm, Sweden, the local is reporting.
However, fans have called for a recasting of the role, as Depp's then-wife, Amber Heard, accused him of emotionally and physically abusive behavior.
Anger, outrage, accused of glamorizing domestic abuse. The backlash came hard and fast when Johnny Depp's exclusive British GQ cover story dropped. Even fellow journalists quickly expressed their disbelief. Can't believe I have to say this, British GQ, but being accused of domestic violence does not make you cool. Stop dramatizing his behavior as though he's some sort of misunderstood hero. He's not.
The hashtag I'm with Amber trends.
For this anniversary, I've arranged a trip. Follow the river, up, up, up. Sit back and relax, because you are done. What's up, up river?
Up the river. Prison.
Fucking crazy bitch.
That's what this is. She's framing me for her murder.
You married a complete psychopath.
The morning of our anniversary, I was gonna ask her for a divorce. I just couldn't do it, and I couldn't fake it for another year, another day.
And what happened?
Before I could say anything, she said, I need you to go somewhere and really think about our marriage. She knew I would go to Sawyer Beach.
She had no alibi.
She stage managed me. She knew exactly what I would do, and I fucking did it. I went to the beach, I thought about our marriage, I came back and decided I wanted a divorce.
By the time you got home,
she was gone.
After the party, Ms. Heard, or possibly one of her friends, defecated in our shared bed. Depp's statement read, according to reports from Page 6, on 12 May 2016, Ms. Heard confessed to our estate manager, Kevin Murphy, that leaving the feces in the bed had been just a harmless prank, thereby effectively acknowledging that she had been responsible, whereas she had previously sought to blame our dogs. During Depp's witness testimony on
What do you
Friday,
think?
the actor claimed that the incident was what spurred him to leave Amber, not the other way around. It was not left by a 3 or 4 pound dog. I was convinced that it was either Ms. Heard or one of her cohorts involved in leaving human feces on the
she's
bed.
not as good as the character in Gone Girl.
All right, I'm gonna pause this. I don't want to bore
It's like
people with
a
this
sloppy
entire
version of her.
Oh, fake injuries. What? Wait a minute. I'm too quick. It's been a while. This thing's too good, man.
Grown-ups work for things. Grown-ups.
Except for she would
pay.
never hit herself in the head with a hammer.
Grown-ups suffer consequences.
Now, Sarah, though, I'm going to go to you first. You saw Amber on the day she filed for divorce, 2 days after this alleged phone incident. Tell me what you saw.
Correct. I happen to live in the building where Amber Heard was living with Johnny Depp, and she currently continues to live. She's had multiple contacts with various people who work in the building, face-to-face with no makeup on. I know that she did for a fact on Monday, the day she filed for divorce, and on Wednesday, 5 days after the incident, and 2 days before she sought the restraining order, and there were no marks on her face.
That's the strangest photo that's our own. Which Debbie told about. I looked at it, and I've seen the strangest before among people. And it's all one of us just self-inflicted.
No. Is that me?
It's about self-inflicted. At the moment, I'm working with the devil. I almost laid it out.
Troublemaker. Troublemaker.
I feel sick. It's so bizarre. It seems like the kind of thing that would happen to Amy. She always attracts these.
Rama,
That's a girl from Mindhunter, you guys.
Amber Heard officially charged in Australia. The actress is facing 2 counts over illegally importing her and Johnny Depp's pups, 2 Yorkshire Terriers, into the country. She is also charged with producing a false document.
I don't know. Did he have problems
Because
with Whitney?
I don't like to be around Amy doesn't mean I don't care about her.
I has to do something from the allergy and down by telling Chris that I can't go past that program. And I said, I did. Because I'm not like you. I'm not like you. And then finally, 5 minutes later, she said to me, do you think he knows it? Christine, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. She knows exactly what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. No, I'm saying Amber, she does. She's not a fool.
Uh-huh. This is so weird, dude. This is so weird how similar this is. It's so strange.
I'd like to report some strange activity near the woodshed on the property of one Margot Dunn.
This is weird.
How do you know what's going on? She told me. Oh, okay. So this is a friend of yours? Yes. Okay. So what did she say, that this guy was assaulted her or hit her? Physically assaulting her, yes. Okay. But this isn't a boyfriend or anything like that? Yes. It could be, yes. Okay. Is it her boyfriend, yes or no? Yes. What's her name? Her name, Amber. That's all I can tell you. I have to go.
Last week, I threatened to leave, and he said he'd find me and he'd kill me.
This is her text to Elon Musk. She called him Rocket Man.
I couldn't even tell my parents. I'm so ashamed and I'm so afraid.
He is looking for you. He showed up on my doorstep 3 days ago. He tracked me from my letters to you. You saved him.
Knowing you were out there was the only thing.
Did you read the text? I might have to bail on this one soon. We got issues. Anyways, as you can see, that's the video that everybody's wanting everybody to see, just because all the text messages from Elon Musk. I don't think the text message. Do you know if there's been any text messages from her and James Franco that have ever come up, or is it just the video?
Just the video, the elevator thing. That's all I've seen.
Yeah. What do you think?
Pretty shitty.
You know, I meant to ask you from the beginning. What do you think of like the video of Johnny Depp with the whole, you know, her turning? Did you see her in the corner on that video? She's like, babe, we didn't fight or anything. Like, why are you so mad? You know, and then she turns on the camera and she like puts her phone and she like puts it in the corner of the table to watch him, like, you know, tearing up the cupboards. What did you think about that? Like, what was your impression on that video? Did you see it?
Yeah. I think it's just pretty shitty, to be honest. I don't know. Like, whenever I see like some of these videos or like recorded things, I'm like, you don't love this person anymore if you're doing this. Like, why not be okay with just getting a divorce and being gone if that's how miserable you're really feeling, to like try to record calls and record them having a tough time? It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, really. It's like, you're married to this person for so long that if you're as miserable as you're saying you are, then why would you do everything to like make it worse? Like, why not just step away?
Yeah.
Like,
So
go
we've got
your
our
own way.
We've got our first comment. Oh my God. We've got our first comment. So some Love Yourself says, hard for me to believe that there are such people like Amber and Gone Girl out there. Crazy world. Amber needs mental help. Girl, I am with you on that one. I don't know, man. You know, I want to know too, for anybody that chimes in there, because our streams, you guys, are going to be a little bit long because we're doing this in the evening, and we're not sure like what time are really good to do this, but they are going to be quite long. Even if Anthony leaves, I may stay a little while just to kind of get some momentum going here. But I think based on the borderline personality disorder and the histrionic that I've just read, you know, like I feel like, I don't know about you, Ant, but anytime I research something, I always make sure that it's kind of like from a website that's kind of reputable. Do you know what I mean? So that like I'm not reading just or believing just anybody that, you know, that's out there. But I really honestly believe that she has borderline personality disorder. I really do. I really honestly feel like she has that, you know? So I feel like Dr. Curry's kind of on it. Like they were making such a big deal about her, like, you know, not having, not being board certified compared to Dr. Hughes. But I believe her. So let me see, let me unmute you. Are you in? Oh, Nick, you're muted. You're muted on your end.
You're talking about Dr. Curry?
Yeah, Dr. Curry. Like she's not.
Yeah, for sure.
I asked somebody if she was board certified, and someone said yes, but I honestly remember her when she was up on the stand saying that she wasn't board certified. So I don't really think that honestly matters. I mean, I realize that it's a big deal, you know, to be board certified. Honestly, you know, I think, you know, you can get more information on their license that way. But I honestly think that her assessment was pretty fair. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, if you listen to her word for word, then she kind of set the pace for that of what to look for when Amber Heard got up on that stand. And it's like she displayed
everything she's describing is like exactly what Amber Heard has done or is doing. Yeah.
And it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Like when this person knows something's gonna happen, they try to beat the other person to the punch.
Yeah.
And like do something even worse. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's, oh man, it's just like, and you know, she's exaggerating and, you know, just all these like, I don't know. I just feel like she really set the pace. And that other lady okay, so I want to talk about her psychologist or her psychiatrist or whatever it is. Did any of y'all get her smugness? Okay.
Yeah.
Because she was like so freaking condescending and like, you cannot tell me that I'm wrong. And I don't know if anybody picked up on this because I noticed it right away. But did you see the way she was slamming her papers down to give her documents to Johnny's team? I don't know, because I know a lot of people talked about it, but she slammed those papers down like she didn't want to give it to him. Oh my goodness. So
yeah, anytime it was like making Amber Heard look bad or making Johnny Depp look good, she was like so reluctant to do anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that, you know, are you in here, buddy?
Yeah,
I'm having all sorts of issues right now.
Yeah, but you're here. I forgot to tell you that you could join from your phone. That's the other thing. So is that what you're doing?
What I'm on. That's probably why it's so shaky. Sorry.
That's okay. No. So tell us what you think about
That's
this
why
case.
I look all cross-eyed because it's the front.
We'll get you all squared away before we have another stream. So what do you
squatting
think?
on your bed? I'm kidding. Popping a squat?
So,
I can't really hear you.
So what do you think? What do you think, Nick? Oh man, what do you think about everything just to date? Like, how are you feeling? Do you think? Because we're right at halftime, so it's like the Super Bowl. We're literally at halftime. We've got this week in between. You've seen his whole entire case if you've had a chance, and they rested. Now they rested on Tuesday. She took the stand. And so now, you know, she did her performance. We had her psychiatrist that was a whack job. And then now her. So where are you with all this? What do you think?
Yeah, the psychiatrist is very one-sided and biased to me. Obviously, it's on her side, but the
Oh man, we lost him already.
Amber Heard hacked him. She doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to hear that side.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, now we can. Yeah.
Yeah, it just keeps cutting in and out. I don't even know
Well-
if I should
Well,
stay on here.
we'll try. We'll try. Even if you have to put yourself on just audio, that'd be good
Yeah,
because
yeah,
people
that's
now
true.
know who you are. So let's see if that'll work for a little bit, and then we'll let you get your mic and your camera squared away, and we'll have you on this week. So where are you? Where do you stand? So at least when you come back, people will know what your stance is.
Well,
Add an avatar.
I can't have
picture of
like
yourself.
I can't have like a full stance yet, but I just feel like Amber's yeah, I'm definitely oh man, I can't hear. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good. We can hear you.
Golly, sorry.
That's all right. We'll get it. It's our first time.
I just feel like Amber's side is like very untruthful. Basically, Amber's lying, in my opinion. But that's me. I mean, it's like I said, like a very Gone Girl. I'm getting like a very Gone Girl vibe. Every single time she talks about something, she tries to. It looks like she's saying these words and making herself believe them as she's saying them, and she's trying to like. She's trying to feel what she's saying is what it is. Almost like she's reading a script, you know? How you're supposed to feel and get in the mind of that kind of character that you're reading for. I feel like she's doing it's the same concept. It just
So
it's
very
not
rehearsed.
authentic. Yeah, it's
Rehearsed.
it's very inauthentic. It doesn't look real. You know what I mean? Like she's and I get it. These are very serious allegations. And if she did go through, that's a huge if she did go through that type of trauma and stuff like that, yes, it will stay with you, but it just doesn't seem real. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like a woman who's really gone through that.
Scorn.
It just looks like she's trying to believe that she went through that is what I see. That's what I see. But I could be wrong.
No, I mean,
Half-ass performance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
it's
do you
just
think
not very
about
good at doing it. So
What do you think about like her like the evidence maybe? I mean, it's hard to say because she, all we've seen is her expert psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever the hell, and then her. And so far to me and circulating everything on social media and you can choose to believe what you want, but there's no evidence, there's no medical records, there's nothing like to back up all these heinous allegations. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like this is pretty heavy stuff. This is incriminating stuff. Like this is not something you could just say, oh yeah, I had this argument and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And someone witnessed this terrible exchange of words. No, this is like literal like I know there's certain things you guys on YouTube we cannot say, so if you guys can abbreviate or acronym SA for that thing and DV for the other thing. But yeah, I mean, I just seen that. I mean, okay, so I had this conversation earlier tonight too, and I was my point on and my aspect on that was that parts of it I believe are true. Like some of the things that she experienced, I'm not saying didn't happen, but I don't believe they happened the way she say they happened. I don't think that everything literally she's saying happened. I think that if she wouldn't soup it up so fucking much, I mean, to the 10th level, you know what I'm saying? Like, and also it's been proven that, that victims that go through this type of heinous experiences can't even go there. You know what I mean? Can't even like put their mental state in articulating that experience, taking themselves back into such a triggering, that moment in time. They can barely get the words out and they can barely just, even comment or anything. So for her to, and who the hell remembers how dirty the carpet is? Can you please? I mean, come on.
Like speaking to that too is, like I said, I watched like a lot of other people's like feedback on like some of her stuff, and there was like these 3 girls that I saw on TikTok, and they have like their own video of her recalling when she's like on the carpet and noticing the carpet and like going on and on about this. All three of these girls, I guess, were like domestically abused, like by their significant other, right? And they all of them were like, never have I ever thought about how dirty the house was, how dirty the carpets were, you know, trash everywhere. She's like, this one girl, she's like, we lived in like this trailer and there was like trash everywhere. Not once was I thinking about how dirty and cluttered everything was. She was like thinking, am I going to survive this? Am I going to make it to tomorrow? Like, so it's just like,
I agree.
I haven't, you know, I've never gone through something like this, so I can't say like, you know, what you'd be thinking, but it really speaks a lot when you have people who have gone through something like that and they talk about like what is going through their mind. And three of these girls are thinking the same thing. So I don't know. I think the other big thing too is that if you were really hurt as badly as you say you were, would you not have called the cops?
Right.
Like, and then even when the cops came, they were like, yeah, there was evidence of her crying, but
Dude, and
there's no evidence of her being like physically abused or anything like that. Or
And it's not even just one cop or two cops, it's four cops from both. And one had video cam and the whole thing. And I'm sorry, you guys, but that Josh guy or whatever the hell his name is, sus. I'm sorry. But he's like, you know, there's been talk. I watched this channel called The Umbrella Guy. I don't know if you guys want to check him out, but he has sources. And, you know, because I watch all these channels that actually get literal information, you know, that's going that before it even hits the whatever. And he was saying that he was showing text messages a couple of nights ago from her and her friends of how they planned to set him up. Like there was conspiracy, something about like they were literally planning on hurting him. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. These people are just whacked. They're just whacked out and demented. And I don't know if she's a ringleader, because I do feel like ringleaders manipulate, you know, the people around them anyways. That's like parents, you know, that have kids do, you know, I don't know. How can I say that carefully? You know, that have kids do things that are not, you know, appropriate and not nice. I mean, there's been plenty of stuff on those true crime channels, you know, of mothers that have been the ringleaders of all this stuff. But I'm telling you right now, I have a feeling that her friends, something's up with that. I don't know how you guys feel, but something is up with that. So, you know, I don't know. I think I tried to unmute Nick, so I think I don't know if he's still there or
I
if
muted
he...
myself. I was just
listening. Okay. Anyways, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think she was the ringleader. I don't know how anyone would ever buy... I mean, when she was up there on the stand and they were talking about the knife, like I feel like at first, when I first heard about the knife, before I heard the recording, I was thinking it was endearing because, you know, I mean, if you're a collector of any kind of specialty, anything, then to me, it's not like a bad thing. But at the same time, like to talk about, you know, at his lowest point in that last audio, you know, the way they had his testimony end, and, you know, and she just says, here, let me get that knife isn't sharp enough. Let me get you a sharper one. I mean, that one is just that to me, I don't know.
She's got issues.
It's too much. And
there's
I don't even know.
a lot of questionable things that she said, like a lot of questionable things.
There's
like
no medical records for anything.
There's no proof. There's 90% of the things that she's saying, there's no proof. I think that's why they're objecting so much, is because she's trying to bring other people's opinions into it and her conversations with other people, and they keep objecting and they keep sustaining that. But I like one big question for me, one thing that really stood out to me, like it to think the way that I'm thinking, like she's lying about most of the stuff, is like the part when she said that he, you know, physically abused her, right? He physically abused her. He broke her nose, right?
Right.
But then she just had to get out of the situation. So she goes to a room, she locks herself in the room, and then she takes sleeping pills to go to sleep.
Yeah.
After he beat you, knowing he's still in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm like, if he broke your nose or if he like really hurt you, would you really be okay enough to just go to sleep in the same house? You know?
Well, yeah.
And
I mean, he's
that was
trying
like a
to
huge
kill
thing.
me. I was afraid he's trying to kill. What?
And
What
some
are
of the
you
things that
saying right
she's claiming that he really did to her, not one woman on this planet or one significant other on this planet would stay after like the 6 or 7 things that she said he allegedly did. And then she said, oh, but then this happened. So it made me think that, you know, he changed. So I gave him another chance after he did. And some of that stuff, if everybody listened, some of that stuff was horrible. Like scar you for life kind of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't, obviously we can't say that on here, but
Right.
some of the things that she really like was claiming that he did, I don't think any woman would stay. And all the times that he claimed he was going to kill her, I mean, it's just not believable. It's not, what she's saying doesn't hold weight. It doesn't hold water.
Well, I mean, you would at least call the cops, like after every one of these incidents, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if you're like, okay, like he told me he'd change, he didn't mean it, whatever it is, like you would call the cops or get something like actually documented that this happened, not some like half-assed, like, hey, I have bruises one day, and then the next day you go to an interview or a photo op, and then there's no evidence of that. Like, come on. I don't know. It's just like really insane. But to talk about something else,
what?
That like really gets me is like, and I was mentioning this to you earlier.
Hey, Language of Horses, how are you?
Hey.
Welcome to our live stream. We're excited to have you.
Is her lawyers, I think it's like a combination of why they look so bad. Sorry, I'm reading Love Yourselves comment.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. There, so another thing I wanted to bring up to you guys is I was looking for it. Okay, so I have to be honest. So before I decided to do this live stream, so for those of you that are new or that are just popping in and seeing what we're all about, I knew I was going to do a live stream about this, and I've been watching so much legal stuff about it, and all these channels that have like all this formal document stuff and stuff. And I wanted to make sure that like I had something prepared, but then we ended up having something happen today, and I wasn't able to get everything in line. But one of the things that I saw come through Twitter is there's a time in 2014 or 2015, I believe it is, that she said that so here's something for you guys to answer in the chat if you want. Does anybody remember, if you've been watching the trial, when she said that Johnny Depp would not let her wear anything provocative, that he wanted to control what she was wearing, the parts that she had, and this and that and the other? Well, there was a post on Twitter where she's walking through the airport or something with him and his kids, and she's wearing this very sheer lacy top. She's got a jacket on, so obviously part of her is covered, but she's literally bare chested, so she has nothing on underneath it. So that kind of just verified that no, she's full of shit. But the second thing is, so I thought, you know what, I couldn't, I for some reason I lost my post, because I'm new to Twitter also. So I was looking for this post, going around, and I didn't know how to put it in Google, right? Because you got to be really careful the way you search things. So I was like, should I put like Amber Heard in a nude top? Like, what I mean? I didn't know what to do. So I put kind of like this thing of Amber Heard and see-through top or something like this, and all these freaking nude stuff came. They said she was a stripper prior in her past, and I did not know that. And I was like, oh man, I did not even want to go here. But there is a picture circulating out there of her. She's half naked, and she's got this sign when he was making the Lone Ranger, and she's like, this sign says, hey, my beloved lone something, I want to eat you alive and tear out your heart, or something, of that nature. And I was like, but yet every single thing that she's accusing him of doing, she's done herself. So I don't understand if this is just like a psychology reversal kind of thing, or
like
what.
projecting.
So how do you guys feel about that? Like, all this stuff about her, like accusing him of all this stuff, but yet we keep finding evidence, circulating on the internet everywhere, pretty much, like not just not just Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and all these other places, but like just go to Google. You can pretty much find anything you want. It's just crazy, like how she's made him out to be this terrible, horrible, aggressive thing. And another thing is, I was telling my son earlier tonight, if you guys, I don't know what age bracket you're in. I know these guys are in their 30s and I just turned 50. But there's an old saying called, if you want to know a man, to speak to his wives or speak to the women that have been in his life. And I just find it I find it like very interesting about how each partner has come up to his defense. You know what I mean? Each partner has like said, I've never known him to be aggressive or, argumentative or, like any kind of something that would stand out. Nothing. And so I just find that to be, I don't think that's a biased thing. I mean, I think these are people that literally had some kind of experience in his, being romantically involved with him. And there's nothing to back up Amber's claim. And I am with him on the stand when he says, why would I decide to be this aggressive, heinous person, in my 50s? Why would I do that? At the height of my career, I just, I'm part of the Disney franchise, a family channel. So why would I risk, and this is, to me, this goes beyond NDAs. You know what I mean? Like, because I think all celebrities have NDAs, so they're not allowed to speak upon what goes on around them. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a time too. I mean, I think they're focusing in a lot on his substance abuse and his alcoholism, and they're trying to allude to the fact that he might have done something that he doesn't remember, or this or that or the other. But he was blatant in being his first witness, saying that he, he's admitted to his issues. I mean, he's admitted to his dependencies. He can't, and I don't think that that's new. I know there's a lot of debate whether he just came out because he was forced to come out because he was a private person prior to him being in the spotlight this way. But I don't think that I think this was brought up in the past, because a lot of celebrities struggle with that, and that just becomes kind of something they end up speaking about, like, his text message with Elton John, same thing with that. So like, I don't see that as being the culprit of making him this terrible, aggressive, I mean, come on, man. Some of the things she was saying he did. And another thing that really pissed me off about her is that she tried to say I was getting beat down daily, like ever since I met him. I was just standing there and I was looking at his tattoo, and he just clocked me on the floor for no reason. I mean, come on. I mean, the way that she described her story was like, I was literally, I mean, if this bitch was like beaten down that much, she would not have any fucking teeth. The way that she's saying this guy threw her around and knocked her around and kicked her and slapped her and punched her, and she'd have bruises. She'd have like broken bones everywhere, and her face would be all disfigured. So I'm
like
sorry,
I was saying,
I'm not buying it.
He always wears those big ass rings. So if he ever wanted to slap you around, you'd know.
Man, she's
damn. Isn't that like Johnny Depp's ring imprinted on your fucking forehead?
Yeah, and I mean, and it's, they're saying, oh, it's cyberbullying for people to, like be doing this thing, like this cyberbullying thing, about, trending, Amber's a psychopath, Amber's a liar. Well, then quit fucking lying, okay? Quit bringing fake bullshit to the table, and no one will be calling you that. I mean, I understand that people are abusing it or like maybe over excessively using it, but it's just because every single thing that she spits is one thing after the other thing. I mean, who shits on their partner's bed? No matter how upset you are.
Which is also the bed that you sleep in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm like,
you don't shit where you sleep.
I'm telling you this, I don't care if, like, there's been a lot of talk about him being an A-lister and that, he's got billions and millions of dollars, an island, blah, blah, blah. He's still a human being. He's still a man in a relationship. You take all this shit, they could lose it tomorrow. You've already seen with Me Too how many men have lost their careers. So it's not like, I mean, everybody's, saying, oh, Johnny this and Johnny that, and he's multi-billion-dollar, blah, blah, blah. But he could wake up and it could be gone. You know what I'm saying? So he's still a human being. And like when you're in a relationship, this just goes to show that celebrities are no different than any other average person living next door to you. That shit can turn south. You know what I mean? Like, I think she had a motive from the beginning. She was 30 years his junior, right? Or something like that. So I don't
You
know.
know,
I'm just.
I think that
Mm-mm. I'm.
I think that the second that he was getting over her and her shit was the second she started flipping out and started making up all these rumors, started coming up with all these stories, started thinking about how am I gonna, take advantage of him because he's getting over me now. I think
Yeah.
she's just she's the crazy ex that everyone has had where they love to talk shit about you, but they won't leave you alone.
Yeah, she's just, to me, she's one of those provocative partners that just pushes and pushes and with her mouth, you know what I mean? And just, I mean, you can tell from the audios, like that's another thing that I wanted to bring up of the audios, you guys. So I don't know how many of you guys, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I am going to share with you guys just this channel in case you find this on the replay. I don't think anybody's going to stay this long, but for the people that, just pass and see that I'm live. So there's a channel out there that has been, that has been the prime source of bringing a lot of these audio tapes and a lot of these audio recordings to light. And so the name of the channel is called Incredibly Average. And let's see, how do I show them again? Let me see. So that's this page right here. I'll show you guys. So this is the Incredibly Average channel. And this is the audio of, so you guys have heard about Australia, I'm sure. Everybody's talking about Australia. There were two main incidents that they talked about in the court proceeding, which was Toronto and Australia. And so this is just a portion. I'm only going to play a little bit because I don't know what everybody's plans are, but I'm going to be here at least for a little while. So I just want to go ahead and play this part where she actually is crying. Now, if you're listening to us on your earphones, it's best. I don't know if any of you guys are listening to us on your phones or whatever, but it's very hard to hear. That's why he did add text. So this is part of the audio of Australia.
I wish you fucking understood what you are and who you are and how you fucked me over and make me feel sick of myself. That's just
This is his finger.
where the initial injury. Well, actually, it could be in here too. So I just so you know.
She shattered the bone.
I'm sure Nathan. I just want to hang.
The majority of the blood, Debbie, is downstairs, but I went through that really carefully. Oh, wait, there's a. So I'm trying to take something out. You know, I'm really concerned because he's got a lot of pain.
A lot of pain?
He's got a lot of pain also. He's got that. But it's a very moment.
She's coming up. Just give me a chance, y'all. Give me a chance. I question her hairstyle decisions as well.
Let me go get some hands and then I'll come back.
I looked at it really carefully. Dad's down there. He couldn't see it either. Didn't find it. Oh. All right, Jerry.
Throw it in the trash.
My advice. Amber's going to take care of himself. We're going to take care of him. They can't be together now since
Everything's about the way she's acting. Everything.
Amber, I think she should be in Los Angeles. And this actually runs worse. And this is not going to be 2 days. 2 days.
But remember, she was beaten every day. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I heard her in heels too. It's almost in every audio. Love yourself. It's very distracting.
I mean, I know. I don't mean to invalidate what you're saying, but.
No, but I'm just wondering if there's another person. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I asked those same questions earlier.
You'll hear her crying in a second where she says, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then she says, I need to be with
Yeah,
him.
is there trash that has bandages in it?
It works,
Don't mess with the house, man. Which I feel like it's maybe one of the first things when I was getting it.
Now, look through this. I looked through it once. I didn't see anything that looked like that. But I bet it's in here.
See her? She's wailing back there. Hysterical.
Wait, he's going to get infected, so that we have to start ours.
Is he hurt?
How big of a piece of skin are you looking for?
We're looking at this. We're looking at like a third.
I know.
I mean, he's going to get
Love yourself, I know. What did I do? Throwing shit, man. Always throwing shit. But I love him. Is she for real?
I told Danny to cover her.
Can I give her a 300 grams?
Yeah.
She only usually takes 25. Is it okay with 50?
Oh, the Sarah?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with 100. But here's 50. So I'll tell you what's going to happen. This is guilt. This is guilt.
She won't take 50. I gave her 25 and 300 and said we reassess in a little bit.
I don't want people talking. I don't feel like it. They're making her go. He said, you know, I think she'd be better off with her support system in LA, and she didn't want to go. I believe it. I believe it, language of her. I believe it. I honestly believe that. Snapped, man. This is Jerry Judge, and he's passed away now, but this was his longtime security guard that was with him for a very long time. And I love the way on the stand that she decided to talk about her mom and Jerry Judge, who is no longer with us. So there's that.
And this was today, by the way, she's paid.
Now she's, look at, she was crying. She's fine. I think this was after they brought him back from the ER, you know, after they sewed his finger or whatever. This was the incident as well when she put the cigarette out on his face also, just so you all know that part.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go eat.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you.
Bye, Aunt. Bye, everybody. Tell Aunt bye. See you. If you want to stream with me tomorrow, let me know.
Okay.
Bye. Okay, the reason why I've decided to carry on with this, you guys, is just because I wanted to kind of really hear what Jerry Judge said. There's been a lot of talk about Jerry Judge, but I really have never heard the audio of Jerry Judge since he was kind of the closest one that was bore witness to all of this. So that's the reason why I'm kind of playing this part.
Well, no, if I have a point, I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to, as I said, doesn't bother me at all. I'm happy to go back and have her over. And then we got nature taking schools. But I've always said to Stephen, tomorrow has to be cancelled. Otherwise, it has to be cancelled. Okay, it's not fit state. It's not fit state. And I'm still. Whatever you say, I'm just, I see
I don't, you know, it was never made clear who he's talking to, though. So I'm not quite sure who's on the receiving end of the phone. Look at the window's broken, there's a TV, a cup thrown. See? There it is, people. Let's just hear that one more time, shall we? Just so that we can all be clear what this bitch did. That's why I'm not discrediting, okay, because I'm by myself, y'all, so I'm going to kind of go at my own pace at this point. But I'm not discrediting the way that she expressed herself on the stand, okay? So, because no one, there were so many people surrounding them all the time that it's very hard for me to believe that the witnesses that Johnny Depp put forth were not bore witness to some of this. So there's a lot of question there's a lot of question about, are the witnesses that Johnny Depp brought biased or, you know, for him because they worked with him for so long. But that's the difference, is that Johnny Depp, you know, he's been in this business a long time. He has loyal, you know, personnel that's been with him for a long time. So, and yet she can't seem to keep anyone on her staff because she's blowing up at everybody. And that's the thing about people like this. You know, I mean, I did research some narcissistic abuse for about 6 years. This is something that, I don't know if a lot of people know what narcissistic abuse is, but basically when you have an abusive partner within the relationship and they're using a lot of manipulation on you and a lot of this psychological warfare kind of, they make you believe things and stuff like that. So I do believe that she provoked most of this, you know, and I do believe that I don't believe that any of Johnny's witnesses are really lying. I know that they work for him and I know that they're loyal to him, but at the same time, to me, I feel like, how can Johnny Depp have so many past partners, long-term and short, that have never come, you know, that have never come forth to say anything negative about him, even after these allegations came back and said something positive about him. And then I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy that all of a sudden this man in his 50s, he's 58 now, by the way. So I have a hard time believing that, even though he's like admitted his substance abuse and his alcoholism, that, you know, and I'm sure all of his partners probably have witnessed that. That's nothing that he can hide. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that this might have been a circumstance where he's been forced to kind of say, okay, now I really have to bring this private part of my life out to the public. I get that. But to lay it all on that, I'm just, And after, I don't know if you guys saw these clips of the trial. If some of you that have full-time jobs or that just don't have time to listen to hours and hours of court, you know, she did have a personal assistant that came out and said she was very abusive, very, just very mean. You know what I mean? Just downright mean. Didn't pay her enough. And she's been very known, Amber Heard has been very known to, you know, not keep staff. She just keeps replacing staff. So I believe everything Jerry Judge is saying. And I believe that Jerry Judge tried to keep a fairness about him. I think probably that was part of his wisdom and age, you know, just trying to keep everything balanced and even keel. I understand this is a very tough and challenging industry to be in, especially when these celebrities get themselves in whatever kind of hot water. But at the same time, I feel like Jerry Judge was such a vital part of that, because he tried to keep them balanced any way that he knew how. So even though he knew she had mental issues and she was fucking a whack job, I understand that he understood that. But at the same time, you know, Johnny was battling his private, you know, challenges or whatever, his, you know, personal dependencies or whatever. But at the same time, there's just so much here. And I understand. See, one thing I want you guys to know that have stayed with me, and I intended on having long live streams, so I will be back every day this week. I just want to let you guys know this is my first live stream. I know we're 2 hours in, and I know some of you just found us 45 or an hour ago, but I'm going to be doing live streams every day this week. If I get enough viewers, I will be streaming the court. I will be streaming the trial, because this is a channel I've had for a long time, and I've just transitioned it into another kind of category. But I just feel like Jerry Judge was a vital part of this because he was able to really kind of be the closest one to all this stuff. But I just find it very, very interesting that she is only bringing up people that are passed away in her testimony. You know what I mean? She's not bringing people that can come about and verify anything she's saying. So that's the only reason why I paused it. I'm sorry to do that. I am going to run through these audios. Now there will be several audios I am going to be doing. So if you guys want to subscribe, tap that like button and the notification bell, I would really appreciate it. But I am going to be streaming. I'll probably stream earlier tomorrow, probably about 4 p.m. Pacific time, which is 5, 6, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to go through some of these audios. And I'm going to go ahead and take as much time as I can to break these down and kind of share some of the things that the other channels are not doing. These are very hard to listen to. Some of you, if you're going to be listening to these in your ears, I would highly recommend that you do them on 2 times speed. So, you know, just because it helps. I know there's I watch a lot of attorneys right now. So if you guys are looking for good, you know, channels, I watch Legal Bites, which is LegalBytes. I'll put that down in the description box if you guys want. And then I also, there's just her whole team of panel there. I'm subscribed to all of their channels. They do have a new attorney that is in Virginia, Fairfax, that they got him, they convinced him to make a channel, which is pretty cool. I'm super excited about that. And you guys, if you are existing subscribers, thank you so much for being OGs of mine and understanding the transition that I'm doing with this channel. I think this is kind of my calling. You know, I tried the best I could with the category and the genre that I was in prior to now. This is actually really what I want to do. So I hope you guys stick around, and I hope you guys, you know, are interested in this kind of content and stay with me. Share these links with anybody that you know so that you can kind of spread the word if anybody asks about me or anything like that in groups or whatever. But yeah, I just think this audio is very important because that way when you're watching the trial, you can understand the references of the audios that they're talking about. And a lot of the problem with this is that the audios are very long. And a lot of people, you know, there's so many people that have real lives and real, you know, they have real people in their real lives and they don't have 8 hours to watch this trial. It's a celebrity. Maybe some people aren't interested in it, but this is global at this point. It's global. And there's so many people watching it, so many people interested in it. And it's like, it's hit every media outlet and all this kind of stuff. And I just think that everybody that has a personal YouTube channel, honestly, is getting in on this. I have to say that. But at the same time, we all are different individuals. We're all, you know, singular individuals, and we see and we comprehend the information that we're seeing differently. So that kind of helps you keep an even keel and a fair mind of how you're kind of basing yourself. And this is a perfect time to talk about this because we're right in the middle. So we've had 3 weeks of Johnny's testimony and his case to be presented. They rested on Tuesday. Tuesday was, so today's Monday, so we don't have court all week, just so you guys know. And they rested, Tuesday of last week would be May 3rd. So they started with Dr. Hughes, which was her psychiatrist, her expert forensic psychiatrist. That was Amber Heard's psychiatrist who was on the stand the 4th and the 5th. And then Amber Heard came in on Thursday and Friday. And then they said, hey, court's going to break for a week. So this is given everyone, including the jury, including the teams, to kind of revisit, what they're doing and everything. So that's the only reason why I kind of wanted to chime in and see what people are thinking, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it just because I have had time to listen to some of these audios and kind of just really, really want to come to the camera and do these live streams and talk about this, because I think a lot of these audios people just haven't heard. A lot of people are saying, oh, I've heard about the court case. I've seen clips, the mainstream media is covering it and whatever. So I just kind of wanted to bring that to light. But I will be breaking down these audios, some of them, because I think they're important to hear. Obviously, I can't do 8 hours of audio, but let's go ahead and listen to the rest of what Jerry Judge says. And then, I will leave this channel below if you want to listen to any of these audios on your own time. Girl, there is like one audio that's 6 hours long, okay? It's very long. A lot of these single audios on this channel that we're watching right now are about an hour. Some of them are none of them are under 20 minutes. I can tell you that. Most of them are at least an hour. So let's go ahead and continue to listen to what Jerry Judge says. And I'll end pretty soon. I'll probably be online for another hour. And then I'm going to have my streams about 3 hours, just so you guys know ahead of time. So let's go ahead and continue.
So I'm just, I've seen you in bed, I've never seen this back. When I say he wrecked this place, I mean it's wrecked. There's no problem.
Oh shit, I didn't hear that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Then with that nature take its course. What I've always said to Stephen, tomorrow has to be film-wise, has to be cancelled. Okay, he's not fit set. He's not fit set.
He's no one fixed. Do you think some of that was shock, though? Do you think some of that was shock?
Okay, fine. I hear what you're saying. I'm just, I've seen you in bed. I've never seen this back.
Oh.
I say he wrecked this place. I mean, it's wrecked. There's no problem. There's a TV. She did it to confirm it missed. There's been bombs from.
Did he say it? Wait a minute. Y'all, wait a minute. I have questions. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have to see about the TV. Sorry. I have to hear about the. I didn't read that part.
I've seen you in bed. I've never seen this back. When I say he wrecked this place, I mean it's wrecked. There's no problem. There's a TV.
There's a TV. I know she did it. There was a cup thrown. It missed. It's been bottles thrown.
She admits to me.
She admits she threw the first one. Are you guys watching this? She admits to me that. Can you guys believe that none of this is admissible? Sucks. Really sucks. I'll do a deal with the devil. Poor Jerry. I wonder if she was part of the reason why whatever happened. I don't know if he had a heart attack or I don't know. I think they said he had cancer though.
He has a small burn on one hand side of his face, which she says, I see that yesterday. She said on Friday, he got a cigarette and put into his own face with the cigarette because it was so bad. He's not well. We need to help him out in every way we possibly can, but we need to help him. And I thought that meant so. She got money good here. She's sometimes listening, sometimes not. I said, you can't help her. You can't. You need to be separated. You can speak on the phone, but you need to leave him alone. By the way, we have now found his collection of chocolates.
Yeah.
It's on its way back to the lowest level department. It's acting on some way back there, or not that wrapped up with heart. He just thinks it's a job.
Wow.
She breaks down the factors. She made it clear that he has told me that after 2 weeks of confidentiality, one has to do something which get out by telling Chris to come on,
See, but all this is hearsay, kind of. You know what I mean? Like Jerry Judge isn't here to testify, to see that he to speak up and say he saw anything. So all they have are these recordings, and although that is his voice, but still, you know. I don't know. All right, you guys, we're gonna pause right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring myself full screen. All right, so what do you guys think? There's so much audio. I mean, I could sit here all night and like totally play audio, you know, and we will start the audios in a deeper dive into the audio starting tomorrow. I kind of wanted just to start my first live stream, you know, talking to my brother, who, you know, is kind of a male's perspective, and then bring my son in as well, and, you know, talk about having a male perspective. Because, you know, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I'm being fair, trying, you know, I mean, I feel like I've been watching so many legal channels, you know, trying to make sure that whatever it is that I'm learning about this case is more legal, because we're not really talking about DV or SA. We're talking about defamation. That's what the case is about. And the allegations from the op-ed. The op-ed, can they prove that the op-ed was specifically referencing Johnny Depp? And also, you know, they filed the claim, they filed the suit, if you guys want to, you know, investigate this, but they filed the suit, defamation per se, I believe it is, because I was watching all these attorneys kind of break down all of this, you know, kind of the way the actual case has been filed, because what's happening is we're just learning so much about the physicality of all this and their relationship and all this, you know, all this volatile stuff they're going through, that and the defense, which is Amber's team, wants to focus in on abuse and what does it actually mean? Can it be verbal? And, you know, if it's also physical, but they want to kind of focus in on that part of it, you know, and his addiction and substance abuse, of course, but also, like, they want to focus in on the abuse. And that is not really what this case is about. This case is about, did he really commit these acts that she's accusing him of, and did it defame his name to where he lost, you know, work because of it? He lost his reputation because of it. And that is what the case is about. And I don't know, you know, if a lot of people are keeping that to the sideline, making sure that is what you have in your head when you're listening to all this stuff and you're, you know, listening to these clips and everybody talking about this. Because, I mean, I don't think there's anybody that doubts that her career's over. She's done. She's toast. She's done. I mean, in this industry. Now, a lot of people might think, oh, no, she's not, because it's Hollywood and people rise from, you know, they get resurrected in Hollywood. They cancel, they come back. They get canceled, they come back. Maybe. You know, Johnny Depp's been around a long time, 36 years in the business, you know, so it's like, I mean, I think I agree when it all comes down to it's a he said, she said, because obviously they both have done things in this relationship. But the question is, if you go back and listen to the opening, okay, if you don't do anything else for the rest of this week, if you're here listening to me at this very moment in this live stream, I encourage you to do two things. One is go back and listen to the open arguments, which is what I'll probably start with tomorrow. Because what I think I should do is listen to the opening arguments, because I'm going to stream for quite a while, and then I don't think I want to go through Johnny Depp and her testimony, y'all. I don't really want to do that. I really don't want to do that because it's too freaking long. It's just too long. But the opening arguments are very important, and the audios are very important. And the reason why they're so important is because those are their voices in those audios. And that actually really tells you the truth about what really happened. This is not a deposition where it's not actually the reenacted by the real people, you know, sitch, if you will. You know, it's actually just, the depositions are just both of them telling their sides. You know what I mean? But the audios that have been leaked are giving you step by step of what actually happened in those moments on these events that have been brought up, which are Toronto and Australia. San Francisco has also been brought up, which is I don't want to say incident, but what do I want to say? You know, the instance, I guess, where she was trying to get a hold of him, and she was encouraging him to violate the TRO, which I'm telling you, man, this is Gone Girl vibes. It is, because it's like, how can you file for divorce within 24 hours, go after all this stuff, which I read in the beginning of the live stream, which I'll start my new live stream with that document tomorrow. I will be well prepared tomorrow, I promise. But, and it'll be 4 p.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern time that I'm going to start. But I will go back and I'll save that document from Twitter and tell you guys what she wanted from the divorce. Now, if you guys watched if you watched any of this part of the trial, then you saw the defense come up and question a lot of Johnny Depp, and they're pulling all these transcripts from the UK trial, right? They're pulling and pulling and pulling. And basically, I don't know how many people have researched the UK trial enough, but Johnny Depp was not allowed to put his side of the story with evidence, with witnesses. He wasn't allowed in the UK. They went on her word and her word alone in the UK. So at least from what I've gathered and all the information and videos and things that I've watched to make sure that I had valid information before I open my mouth, because I don't want to feel like an idiot. But at the same time, you know, I feel like he didn't get a chance to defend himself, is what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, in the UK. So that's why he chose to sue her. And on top of that, I don't know if a lot of people know that the son, the judge, the judge's son works for, the judge in the UK, his son works for the Sun. The article that came out that Johnny Depp sued them over, the Sun. So I don't know if anybody knows that they need to connect the dots when it comes to how the bottle. Okay, so the bottle thing, we've just found out. And like I said, if you guys want to know really intimate details, I know a lot of you guys don't have time to watch long videos and stuff like that, but definitely subscribe to Legal Bites if you guys can. Emily D. Baker's great. And I'll leave these channels below that I'm talking about. Emily D. Baker is a prosecutor. She's a former prosecutor, huge YouTuber, legal. So LawTube is a big deal right now because of this trial. So I'm trying to watch all these attorneys and kind of make notes and, you know, try to figure out what I want to start talking about on my own live streams. But I want to make sure that if I say something that I understand kind of, you know, what's going on sort of. But I do know that in the UK trial, they didn't let Johnny do anything. And that's why, you know, and I don't know if a lot of people, like I said, know that the judge and his son are affiliated with that newspaper. So that's my point. Okay. So I saw, oh my God, let me tell you this too. I saw some ass clown the other day. Oh my God. And I'll leave a link to below if you guys want to just listen to this idiot. But he calls himself a forensic psychologist, which he may be. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a licensed anything. I'm just a person voicing my opinion. But this guy comes out and says, oh, well, the UK judge is very experienced, so we should trust his opinion. But yet that's a total different legal law system. You know, it's a different country, the whole thing. But you can't, like, Johnny Depp didn't even get a chance to like defend himself. Now, I'm not saying that Johnny Depp's a saint. I know he's not a saint. Okay, we all know. I mean, he's even said in his own text text messages that he referred to himself as a junkie. So it's not like he's not admitting. I mean, Johnny Depp has literally thrown himself under the bus, his career, everything, you know what I mean, to get to the truth. I mean, he wants his people to know that what he's saying is the truth. I mean, will he come back from this? I don't know, probably. I mean, he's been in the business forever, you know. Will he work with Disney again? I don't know. But I do know that they keep bringing up the UK transcripts because that was a very unfair trial. Now, which way will it lean for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Nobody knows. You know what I mean? Nobody knows. But we do know that most of the things that she's saying, it's like she gets up on the stand and says, I've never touched a guitar, but you Google her name and the first thing that comes up is a guitar, her playing the guitar. So every single thing that she's saying is contradicting what she's saying that she's never done or that's happened or that's not happened. And so that's why I just felt so strongly. I've been watching this trial since day one. And then I shortly in the first, I think 4 or 5 days of the trial, I found the audios. And then once I listened to the audios, because I had the time, girl, I have all the time in the world to listen to shit. But I listened to the audios. Another great channel, Christina Pickles, I believe is her name. Anyway, she's an actress in the business, so she's got a channel. But I listened, she put out these audios, and I didn't know about this channel right here that I've been sharing with you guys, this Incredibly Average. And all the channels that I mentioned, you guys, I will put in the description box. You can research those on your own discretion, you know, but I'm just going to, that way, at least if you visit the channels, you'll know who I'm talking about. But I just knew that once I started following the trial, I wanted to make sure that I was trying to at least learn the legalities of this and trying to understand the way that they were going to like present the information and why. And also I wanted to hear, because if you guys notice, even the televised trial, because what else is anybody watching? but they don't film the jury. They don't film the jury. So I've been watching The Real Laura B as well, who's been in the courtroom, to talk about like the energy and the atmosphere of the courtroom, which I think is very interesting to hear about, you know, like especially kind of understanding like someone that's witnessing in the actual jury benches, to see the reaction of the jury as like, especially with her testimony, because I do know that the real Laura B was there on the day of her most emotional, you know, oh my God, please find me a character in the chat of how we can, like, who does she remind you of? Not Gone Girl, but like her emotional state. Girl, I couldn't. I was trying so hard to have patience with that, and I couldn't. I just could not watch. It was too much. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like the details, because the details were hard to hear also. But like to just hear her getting up there saying, I was beat down every single day. My feet were scratched up and glass was in them. You know what I mean? Like I just barely looked at him, and then he slapped me to the ground. You know, but yet you see videos of her like planting the camera, you know, and then they play a clip of the video where he's slamming the cupboards, but they don't tell you that maybe an hour before that or the day before that, he found out that someone stole millions of dollars from him. I know a lot of people on the other side of that are saying, boo-hoo, poor Johnny. He's like richer than fuck. Well, okay. But that doesn't mean that that video was alluding to the fact that he was upset with her. She grins in that video of her. I mean, please go back and watch that video. If I can find the clip of it, I'll put it in the description box. But this bitch right here, she gets up, she's got the definitive Nile like cup in her hand, and she goes, she's on the side, she turns on her camera, she puts it down on the table, and she's like, well, what's wrong, babe? Like, we didn't fight at all. I don't know what's wrong. Like, are you okay? And are you mad? You were so nice this morning. Turns on the camera. He's upset. He's flinging everything around, which, okay. I mean, maybe that's not appropriate, assaulting like glass fucking whatever, but he's not touching her. He's not even in her fucking vicinity. He's not even near her. You know what I mean? And then he finds out that she's filming him, and then he grabs it out of her hand. I mean, I don't even think that was aggressive, honestly. If you watch it like closely, I don't even think that was aggressive, honestly. But he grabs the phone out of her hand. He says, you got this going, like, if you watch it. And then he, you know, he pours his wine. Oh, that's so, you know, aggressive. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, if you listen to the audio, he said, did anything happen to you? I don't think so. You know, like referring to that it happened to him. So, and then, you know, he walks away, gets out of her way as usual. And then on top of that, she picks up her camera and fucking grins in the camera. So, y'all, I can't, you know, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I'm trying so hard to believe her. But let me tell you guys something about myself, and I'll bring it up in another stream because I'm so far into this. But my father was married to a woman that was very much younger than him. So I'm not speaking that, I'm not saying any kind of relationships may not work out in that aspect. Okay. And I'm not like bringing up my personal life into this. But what I'm saying is that when you get a person that is so much older and a younger person that's, I mean, we're talking 30 years difference here, and he doesn't pick up the signs, or the red flags or whatever, it's very hard for me to believe, because I mean, I think honestly the way that because like if you guys go back and listen to just like 3 or 4, maybe 15 or 20 minutes of the beginning of their statements, like honestly, maybe I'll put it, you know, if you guys want me to, I will put like a side by side, like, or something, or like maybe a small little video of like him, just the first few minutes of him describing when he met her, and the first few minutes of when she met him. And like, you can tell it just doesn't make sense. Like, he's been around, he's 58 now. I think it was like 53 or 54 or something like that. But like, she says, oh, you know, he loved poetry and this and that and the other. On top of the fact that when he met her, this Rum Diary movie they're talking about, like, they didn't even want to cast her. Like, he was nice enough to get her cast. Well, he's Johnny Depp, right, or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, he was doing, I feel like the way that I'm receiving this information, I feel like he was more than fair, more like being kind and wanting to help her glam this role and whatever. Did he have an agenda? I don't fucking know. Did she have an agenda? Maybe. I don't know. Probably, because she was like fucking 20 years old. But I'm just saying that there's just something from the gate that didn't match. And then on top of that, to learn that in her previous relationship, she was arrested for domestic violence. That's the thing. Like, it's like there's so many things pointing against her, if that makes sense. And they can't, I know that. So I learned about the domestic violence thing, you know, because a lot of people are saying, why hasn't Johnny Depp's team brought in her previous domestic violence past into this? Well, they were waiting for her, they cannot bring it up. Someone else has to open the door for them to bring it up. And so if you guys remember, if you saw the testimony of the forensic psychiatrist for Amber Heard, there's a time in that testimony where Dr. Hughes is her name. She starts to say, and she's pointing at the desk. I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but she said, I never witnessed or I never said any, I never known her to have any violence in the past or something. There was something to allude of that little blurb that happened at that time. And they were like, yes, we were just waiting for her to bring something up so we could talk about this past thing she had. And then, anxiously enough, all the attorneys, because like I said, I watched Legal Bites, so I was waiting, you know, and everybody's on the edge of their seat, and I was going back and forth from Legal Bites to Emily D. Baker, waiting, you know, trying to hear the prosecutor versus, you know, these litigators that are talking about this case. And I'm like, oh, please let them bring this in. And the judge did not let them bring it in. So, you know, and then they were very, from the legal standpoint, as to all the legal channels I've been watching, they were very not impressed with the cross-examination of the forensic psychiatrist, because they thought that they could have been a little bit more aggressive with her. I don't even want to say aggressive, maybe assertive, like just bringing more information and opportunity to the table. They thought that was very slow going. It really didn't land what they wanted it to land. And you guys can go and watch Legal Bites if you want to, about the cross-examination. They do also, in very brief clips and shorts, break down foundation, because a lot of their questions in their super chats and stuff were asking, what is foundation? Because like tonight, if you guys have a chance, you might want to visit Nate the Lawyers, or Good Logic is also another great channel, but they were playing a game on the objections. So that was going to be fun. That's what I do on my spare time, is I watch all these legal attorneys talk about this case. And but with the forensic, so she opened the door, and then the judge ruled against that. So the second time they got the open door was, and this is the reason why you see this blurb going around this post about Ben Chew, Johnny Depp's lawyer. He kind of does this pump or something, they said. Well, that's because she brought in Kate Moss. So with the stairs. So now they have an opportunity to bring past relationships into the trial now. So we're not sure. I mean, and like I said, you can keep up with these channels as much if you want to, or you can, you know, I'll bring it in and talk about it or whatever. But I know Kate Moss, I learned through that Umbrella guy and a couple of people anyway on YouTube were talking about that Kate Moss offered to be a witness for Johnny Depp's team, but for some reason she was not let in. So now that she's been brought up in the case through that door that they were waiting, because they were, let me tell you right now, that's why all of his attorneys were so beamed in on when she was on that stand, because they were waiting and waiting and waiting for her to break open some doors for them to bring her past relationships into it. So now that she's done that, and she mentioned Kate Moss, I do believe they are saying, some of the attorneys are saying that should bring the opportunity for them to bring up her past domestic violence arrest to Tasha, what's her name? Tasha something. Van Ray, I think is her name, Tasha Van Ray, because she was with Tasha for 5 years. And so they were looking for an opportunity to bring up that particular arrest and find out, you know, because Tasha Van Ray wanted her to go to jail, wanted her to spend 24 hours away from her, because she had created a scene in an airport. She ripped her necklace off, and that's in part of the never been seen before footage of the deposition. So that's on Incredibly Average's channel, and a lot of people are using his channel as well. So that's why I wanted to make this channel a little bit more of a reaction and kind of a conversation, and kind of like talk about like where am I getting my information from? Just to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do before I say anything. But anyway, so that's the reason why I wanted to talk a little bit about Amber Heard's testimony, because she was just laying it on so thick. She was just going like. And like I said, I mean, I'm trying to stay fair. I really am. I think people might misunderstand that I just think she's a liar, but she is a liar. It's like a known fact. She is a liar. So it's like, it's really, really hard to believe anything she says. Like, it just really is, because every single time she says something, the internet, Inspector Gadget of the webs is over here, with their Dexter, and saying, no, look, this. I mean, I dare you guys right now, if you want to, go on your phone and look up Amber Heard on Google. Just Google Amber Heard. You know what I mean? Or if you do Amber Heard guitar, like, it's the first thing that comes up at the top of the search. It's crazy. Just like I said earlier in the stream when Ant was on, I was looking for, there was a picture, like I said, on Twitter. I love Twitter. Ooh, you guys, I wish I would have been on Twitter before, because I live on Twitter, man. I love Twitter. But I've been on Twitter, trying to follow people that are Justice for Johnny. And I saw this picture, like I said earlier in the stream, of her walking through the airport with him and his kids in this sheer lacy kind of topless shirt, and everybody was saying, well, she said he said that he wouldn't let her wear anything, and provocative clothes and sex scenes and all this kind of stuff, right? So I was like, how do I search this thing? And so I went on there, and I put Amber Heard topless in sheer shirt or something. I don't know why I did that, y'all. But there are so many pictures that came up, and they were like, whoa, that was not what I was looking for. But there is a picture of her. She's bare skin, but she's not exposed. But she's got this sign. And I was trying to tell Ant, I don't know if he heard me or not, but she's holding this paper sign in front of her. And I don't want to show it on YouTube, because I don't want to I just started my stream, y'all. I'm not trying to get in trouble. But it is on Twitter, though. I will post it on Twitter. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, I will leave all my new socials in the description box. You're going to be seeing a lot of me in terms of live streams. But anyway, so I saw this picture, and it's just of her holding this piece of paper. And, he was making the Lone Ranger at the time. And she just, says something like, this Texan bitch wants to eat you alive. And, and I understand that when they were on the stand, they were talking about this animalistic kind of chemistry they had, or something of that nature, and I believe that can be real with two people. But at the same time, there's just too much weighing against her that just makes you really doubt, because these heinous crimes, I mean, you have to be pure freaking evil to accuse him of the things she's accusing him of, but at the same time, it's like I wouldn't say that if in her testimony or somewhere surfing around on the internet there was medical records, or I mean, you see Johnny Depp on gurneys, you see Dr. Kipper, you hear them talking about like all this medical stuff. You see pictures of him on his honeymoon where his face is all fucked up, and sorry, my stud, I know some people think that's gross. I'm sorry, my stud is turning around and sticking out of my nose, so that's the reason why I did that. But anyway, you see all these pictures of him scratched nose and like his chin. There is a picture of Johnny Depp on his honeymoon, and his face is like he has literally a black eye. Let me see, I want to show you. Wedding, is it the wedding photo? Let me see. I'll show you right now. Whoever's left, I don't know who's left here, but there's this picture where, and they showed it in court. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was on his honeymoon, and they were like on this yacht, and his whole eye is like red and like just like he was beat down. It was crazy. So like all these things that she basically said he did to her are like evidence on his face. And you know what's weird is that I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's photos that are surfing around of Elon Musk with the same exact marks on his face, which I thought was very interesting, because I don't know much about Elon Musk. I even had to ask my son who he was. So that was interesting. That was really interesting. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm looking for this picture right now. Let me see. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, wedding, black eye. Let me see. I don't know if this is going to come up or not, but anyway, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Oh, here it is. I got it. I found it. Look at. Okay, so let me show you this picture. I need to show you this picture. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure you've seen it because it is circulating on the internet right now. But you can tell, like, let me share my screen. You can tell that his face is fucked up. You can tell. And it's really hard for me to, I don't know. Like, you know how they were talking about, that was another thing I meant to ask Aunt, but they were talking about like the weight. I don't know if you guys remember Elaine questioning. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can, I'll put myself low. So if you guys see, watch. That's the tax guy. Let me see. Just give me 1 second so I can show you this photo. Oh, it opened up an article. Sorry. I think that's what happened. Maybe. It's this picture right here that I'm trying to show you. This is Daily Mail. Visit. Let me see if this will show it to us. But you can see his eye. Like his eye is just like totally red, and like this is like a whole article. Like the Daily Mail, you guys, has everything. Like the Daily Mail literally has everything. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this picture to share with you guys. Look at her and her. She's just like, I can't with her. I can't with her, y'all. I just can't. There's people on Twitter saying I stand with Amber Heard. I just can't even. Although I hear that's kind of a joke at this point. I wish I could show you this picture. My internet sucks ass. I'm trying to see Tasha Van Ray. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you this picture because it's not like showing it to me. But if you can't see this very well, my apologies. I will save it. It's probably wiser to save it. But if you Google Johnny Depp Amber Heard wedding black eye, that's what I just searched. If you see that right there. But this right here, if you zoom in on that picture right there, you can see his eye is fucked up. His eye is just not even okay. Like, look at his eyes. I mean, his eyes are just, I know you probably can't see that. But anyways, just look up Johnny Depp Amber Heard wedding black eye. And I'll save it so I can talk about it tomorrow or show it to you guys tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, some of the things that are circulating at this point are just, they're too much. If I could, I just don't want to take the chance of showing you guys that picture of her in the holding that sign. I feel like it's too risky for me to do that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's a lot. And one of the lawyers that I follow, Good Logic, is his channel's pretty good. I like his theory, and I think he's a litigator, but he is rewatching Johnny Depp's testimony. He started today, but he's watching it in 2 times speed because he's like, oh shit, this thing is so long, which it is very long. That's why I questioned myself whether I wanted to go through with y'all the audios, but I will, because I know a lot of people are skipping through them because they're so long. But I'm going to try to, I don't know. I'll try to bring up as much as I can this week and just share it with you guys in case you're kind of out of the loop and you don't know some things, you know. I mean, I know a lot of the people know the audios are circulating. Most people are just watching the clips of the depositions, you know, and now that footage of her talking about the domestic violence. I don't know if you guys saw that, but some of you guys came in later. And I know that at this point, it's about midnight on the East Coast. So I will be wrapping this up in a minute. But yeah, I just think that there's just so much to I guess, is it called debunk? I mean, there's just so much. My God. Every day on Twitter, I find something new to see. It's crazy. Like some of the stuff that people are coming up with, and they're like literal legal documents. Like when I saw that document of everything she demanded from of the divorce, I was like, man, this is insane. I mean, and it's not like I didn't think that she deserved anything from the divorce. It's not what I mean. But I just think that I know that there was some talk that if he didn't meet her demands, that she was going to, I don't know if she was going to accuse him of something or whatever. I'll have to get back to you guys on that. But I do know that she was blackmailing him in some way. So I have to figure out my details. I think in my future streams, because this was just my first one, I know it probably seems all over the place or very unprofessional or whatever. So as I go, I will definitely start getting, obviously, all my shit together and like doing this in order and having guests. Hopefully my son, Nicholas, will be able to get his camera and his mic up if he wants to come back. I know I have asked a couple of my female friends and family to come in and chime in on this if they want. I am looking for YouTubers to collab on this if you guys are interested or you have a YouTube channel. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to grow this channel and start talking about things. I know we've got we still have quite a bit, you guys. We still have a lot. We have a lot left. We have this week to kind of revisit some of the stuff that happened last week and over the last 3 weeks, honestly, for those that want to kind of try to get caught up. But we have another long 3 weeks because her case just started. So we've got, like I said, the forensic psychiatrist has been crossed, has been, direct examined and crossed. And then now Amber Heard. And oh my God, I will close with this, okay? They did say that Amber Heard is going to be on the stand another day and a half. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if Amber Heard is going to be, please don't torture us with that bullshit. Please do not. I don't want to hear any more about her mind terrorism, you guys. I just can't. I can't. I mean, if I'm going to stay for it, I mean, I've got my trolleys over there, y'all. I may make some popcorn this time because I was laughing at her performance, but grossed out by her, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I empathize and I feel really bad for Johnny Depp. I really, really do. I'm not saying, I think a lot of times when people say I stand with Johnny Depp or I'm justice for Johnny Depp, I think that a lot of people, they wanted you to do that though. That's the thing, is that when I say that, they want you to focus on his substance abuse. They want you to focus on his alcoholism. They want to make him out like he was under inebriated and under that influence, that he has the capability of doing that. But I don't understand how you can go all the way back in his career, right? To when he did 21 Jump Street and when he did, Nightmare on Elm Street, and when he was dating Winona Ryder, amongst a shit ton of other people that were famous in that, era, or in that, the 80s, on top of owning the Viper Room, right? Because I'll bring that up again to refresh, because this is the end of the stream. A lot of people are just getting tired and want to go the fuck to bed. Fine. Good night. I love you. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. But if you guys remember, like, there's been so much. Like, do you guys remember that and that's another thing I want to bring up tomorrow, just as a refresher, is that, remember, he had to go through all that turmoil when River Phoenix had his episode in front of the Viper Room, passed away. And Johnny Depp owned that Viper Room at that time. So there was a lot of things that have happened in his career that he survived. And there has been more than enough space and time through his 3 decades of being in this industry and being on all sides of it, actually, for someone to come out and accuse him of something. Now, I understand that, the Me Too movement, pushed people to speak out and this and that and the other and all that. I get that. But at the same time, I feel like there has been so many of his partners that have come out and spoken highly of him. Then you got the ass clowns, which I got from my ex. I love that word now. just saying. But then you have people like, what's the girl that played in Dirty Dancing? Did you hear this bitch trying to come out, trying to get clout from this? Did you hear her trying to say, oh, I dated Johnny Depp and he was insane and jealous? Girl, get the fuck out of here. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that maybe he might not be protective or whatever in his relationships. But when it comes to Amber Heard and this marriage and examining this marriage, you have to understand they were married. They weren't just dating. And she's bringing motherfuckers inside of the elevator, which is James Franco, who just got busted for having sex in some fucking acting classes, trying to say that, that was education or whatever. He fucked up his career. And then Elon Musk, now they're saying in the last few days that Elon Musk had a key. And trust me, I'm on this because I watched The Umbrella Guy, and he's the one that's telling me all this stuff. And on top of the attorneys that are evidence is coming in, and on top of this, now if you guys are on Twitter, the guy that is making these videos from Incredibly, what's that channel I was just telling you guys about that we just heard the audios from? Incredibly Average. His name, he's called on Twitter. I think he's called that Brian guy or something like that. I don't know. I'll find his link because y'all, after this, I'm gonna be on Twitter all night long. But I'll find his Twitter link and I'll put it down below because I know that he never shows himself on camera. And the Real Laura B as well is another good person to follow in terms of having like good information on this case, because she's actually in it. And she's not even like a licensed attorney or anything. She's just someone that was fascinated by the case and started like researching and doing investigation. And then she came together and collabed with other people. And I don't think she's on YouTube. I think she was on Twitter. And she's been gathering up all this. She said they were just interested in the divorce case. They were interested in this case somehow. And they started like researching all these public documents. And then they got together. They literally got these documents and started reading through them. And there was just so many fucking pages. There were so many pages. And so that's why I like the Real Laura B, if you guys are interested. So if you're on Twitter, if you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. Even if you just want to support justice for Johnny, because there's so much information coming out about this case if you're interested in it. And I think if you've never been a Twitter fan like me, I've known Twitter to be around forever, but I've never been interested in it. And I finally decided to make a Twitter account, and I'm addicted. I'm addicted, y'all. I don't particularly care for TikTok. I know TikTok is big right now, and there's a lot of people making videos and mocking her testimony. That's something that I'm not really, yeah, that stuff is funny, but that's not really why I'm here. I'm here more or less just to talk about what's going on. There's another really good channel called Colonel Kurtz, who is actually also opening the door to the Marilyn Manson case, which I'm very interested in. And then I think in closing for tonight's stream, I just want you guys to know what to expect from my channel. So I do want to tell you guys, this channel, as you see in the new banner, I've renamed the channel. I actually am going to be a commentary channel now. I will be having people, hopefully, I'll be collabing with other people. And then if my family wants to chime in and do live streams with me as well, that'll be pretty cool. Anybody actually that is interested in being on my live stream, reach out to me and let me know, because girl, I'm down. But I definitely want to, talk about some of the things that are going on legally. I think that's just very fascinating. It's very interesting to me. But also I think I want to start talking about maybe some of these shows, and I don't want to go true crime. That's really not what I want to do, but I know there are some things that fascinate me. I know I have been kind of interested in true crime shows and things like that, but I just don't want to turn this into exactly that. I want to turn it into a reaction and and commentary channel and so on and so forth. But this is what I'm going to be focusing on for a while until this trial all wraps up. So I want to kind of get caught up this week with live streams talking about anything and everything I can bring up. And then I'm basically going to be trying to stream as often as I can, probably every day this week, honestly. And then I do know that I have my grandchildren on Fridays, so I don't think I'm going to be able to stream on Friday, but I will be streaming every day that I have the time to do it. And then I also I am tempted. Now, I want you guys to know, I am tempted to stream the trial. I've had my channel long enough to where I think I can probably pull that off to stream the trial. So I'm not sure if I want to do that yet, just because I don't know if I'm educated enough to talk about it on the breaks, but it's kind of a good reaction video. Think about it. If I stream the trial, you can always catch up with me, in my opinion, later on the replay if you want, because the trials are long days, y'all. They are 8-9 hours. It's all day long. So I have to think about that. I'm going to take this week to kind of sit on that and think about it if I want to stream the trial. But I may do that. And then after the trial goes, on, I will make a video. I will do a live stream every night at the end of the day. Unless if I decide to stream the trial, I will just wrap up what I thought about that day in the trial. And then just kind of wrap up the video from there. If I decide not to stream the trial, then I will do a live stream on the end of the day kind of events. And that will be right after court is over. Now, court is over my time at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Because they're 3 hours ahead of me. So court ends at 5 o'clock for them. But I do remember the judge. Now, if you guys don't know the schedule for next week, the schedule is going to go long. It's going to start at 9 and it's going instead of 10, and it's going to go to 5:30 every single night. So it's going to be long days next week for the trial. And it's treacherous watching. You know what I mean? It's treacherous. But at the same time, I feel like it's important to kind of stay with it. Next week is really going to be interesting because this is her case. For those of you that didn't know, they're doing both cases at one time. So that's kind of where it may be confusing. But yeah, so that's what now as we go through every single day and I start streaming and stuff, then you guys will know more. But yeah, that's everything that I kind of wanted to talk about tonight. I want to thank my brother for coming on and my son for trying really hard to come on. Maybe, if they want to come into another live stream or something, they're welcome to. But yeah, I will be talking about this trial a lot and just kind of, kind of keeping my eye on Twitter, seeing if anything else is posted, on Twitter, and then watching other channels to see what other information's coming out. And I will kind of share that. And then I'll give credit to the channel that I get it from. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to kind of talk about tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I know it was really long. It was intentionally long. All my streams will be 1 to 3 hours, depending on how I feel about it and how we, kind of, if I can find enough to talk about. But tonight was kind of extra long because I'm just kind of coming in here and I'm trying to recap and I'm trying to just, see what we're going to, how we're going to move forward. So tomorrow, I think we're going to probably cover some more of the audio if you guys are interested. So I will make sure that I have my audios picked out. A lot of the audios, I do encourage you, if you're going to come back tomorrow, I do encourage you to check out Incredibly Average's channel and kind of look at the audios, not listen to them, but like, obviously you can listen to them if you have the time, even tonight before you go to bed or whatever. But like, just know that pay attention to the time slots of those videos on Incredibly Average's channel. Most of those audios are from 2 years ago. They are very long, but they're now coming back into, they're resurfacing because of the trial, but they are long, y'all. They are long, 1 hour and 15 minutes, 2 hours, 5 hours. I mean, it's just a lot. It's a lot. So I have to figure out my strategy on how I want to cover the audios versus, what I'm seeing on Twitter and what I'm learning on YouTube and stuff. So that's everything though, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this very first live stream. Thank you so much. If you're a current subscriber and you haven't unsubscribed to me, share this link if you want. I know this was quite a long stream, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the company and everything else. And I will have a more structured format as I go. I just wanted to kind of sample it out and see how this stream would go. And I love the engagement. So thank you so much to Language of Horses and Love Yourself. I really appreciate you guys, chiming in and engaging, talking. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I will I'll schedule another stream tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern time for you. And we will go over some of the audios and any other juicy stuff I can find tonight that will kind of rehash our memories for next week. I also am going to be including some of the body language people as well. I'm waiting for the behavioral panel so bad to make their video on her testimony. So look forward to that. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern time. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you next time. Bye.